How y'all doing? What's going on? We are here again back at the Messy Sweet Spot, and we have some more breaking news to tell you guys. And I am not surprised of this news either. I am not surprised because who he has as his father. And if you don't know who I'm talking about Christian Keys. No, I'm not talking about Christian Keys. I'm sorry. Lord have mercy, Jesus help me. I'm talking about Christian Combs. I got the wrong Christians mixed up, okay? Now, Christian Keys, that had to do with Tyler Perry. That's on another day. Now, Christian Combs, that have to do with Diddy. Christian Combs is Diddy's son. The man you see on the screen, he's 25 years old, and this is Diddy's sons and Kim Porter's son. You know, rest in peace, Kim Porter. The news are circling around. Christian Combs is facing a lawsuit that's going to he's going to be in jail. He's going to be in jail right along with his pappy. Okay. They have audio recordings of Christian Combs. Okay. Putting stuff in a woman's drink. It happened on a boat. You know, that big old yacht that Little Rod talked about. Little Rod, he's doing a big old lawsuit against Diddy for Diddy doing strange things to him and Cuba Gooding Jr. on that boat. Right? So they also said Little Rod, he recorded it himself of Christian Combs going to this staffer woman and putting stuff in her drinks. Not only did he put stuff in her drinks, and she said, I knew he put something in my drink because he offered me to drink, and all of a sudden I felt funny. Okay. Oh my God. She says that he started rubbing on her legs. And mind you, this is all on recording. They have recordings of her screaming at Christian Cone, please get your hand off me. Please stop. Leave me alone. I don't want you touching me. Leave me alone. Because when I tell you, she said that Christian Combs, he just, honey, don't you know, like a predator locked in on their prey, that he locked in on her. He was so fixated with her, and Little Rod was seeing all this. And he started recording all this stuff. And she said that he then calmed down, was like, listen, I just want to sleep. So she took him to the theater room, and honey, she said he cornered her again and proceed to do the unthinkable because he thought, okay, I give it a while. Let her go to the theater room. The whatever he put in her drink, maybe the pink cotton candy pill, would have gotten to her brain. And so he can do what his daddy does. But honey, when I tell you the lawsuits are coming and they are coming for his sons, a lot of people are not surprised about this. They said, just like your daddy, that what they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree. And I say, like they both butt up. You know, honey, it is disgrace what's going on. And we all know what's going on with Diddy. And that's why I want to talk to you guys about it. And I want to know, what are y'all thoughts about it? You know, the link is at the top. I would love for you guys to call in and hit that link to weigh in about this. This live streaming, it's all about the people. It's all about our voices. Now, yesterday on the live stream, we had a good old time last night. Didn't we? Were you here last night for the live stream? If you were, press 4. Honey, shout out to Mike. Shout out to OG. Shout out to Lady A. Shout out to K Ben. Shout out to C Allen. C Allen, where you at, baby? Okay. So yes, the audience love to hear from different opinions. All I say is, please don't be cussing. And if you're going to describe something that's going to be intimate, please be creative with your words, okay? We are all grown here, so we understand 1 + 1. We don't have to be so graphic when we're describing certain things that are sensitive. You understand? Great. So I want to know, what are y'all thoughts? People want to hear the audio. And let me tell you this. Why would you want to hear an audio of that girl screaming and begging, please don't stop? Is it because you just don't believe her? And that's sad. We living in today, this 2024, you know, all these people have told you guys about Diddy. Even Cassie told you guys about Diddy. And do you want to question Cassie too? Do you want to see the proof? And that is why the Homeland Security is going to Diddy's house to getting all that stuff, okay? Getting all those cameras and stuff. And he is going down. And he is taking his sons with him. And it's sad. You know, I thought looking on the outside, looking in, I thought Diddy was going to be a good standing father, but you can't. And especially the way he did Cassie, how could he be a good father? You know, your kids are watching you do a woman horribly. What does it teach as a son when they see their own father mistreat women? Do you honestly think you're raising kids and raising these sons to properly respect women when their father is a person like Diddy? And that's an honest question. Comment, let me know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Christian Combs know how to treat women? If you say he does, press 1. If you feel like he does not, press 5. I want to know your thoughts about it. But I don't think so. If you have a father like Diddy and he's teaching you to spike drinks and to take advantage of individuals, and you see your father get away with horrible things, and he get to do what he want to do, which is criminal and out of sight, then of course his kids are going to pick it up. And especially this one. This is his first biological son. And they say that Christian, I don't know why Christian Keys keep getting my mind. Christian Combs, he want to be just like his daddy. They say they look just alike, and he wants to be just like his father. And that's why he's picking up all these habits. But you know, he's 25 years old. He's a grown man. He know right from wrong. And it's going to be harder for him because he's been influenced by the devil himself. So, and the devil has always protected him. And I guess he's going to try to protect. They all going to go down. All going to go down. They are all going to go down. And I want to know what you guys think about this. I guess a little bit. So hit that link. We want to know. So I did a little recording of all the details that I would love to play. Check this out. But hit that link. We want to talk to y'all about this.
Well, it looks like we're diving into some heavy waters today at the Messy Sweet Spot. Before we get into it, if you're just tuning in, do the drill, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because today's topic is not just a storm, it's a full-blown hurricane. Christian King Combs, son of the music mogul Diddy, is finding himself in the eye of a legal and media storm, facing allegations that...
Now, Sandra says, wasn't Christian dating this girl in the Usher's video? But Sandra, King is not faithful. He's not an honest man. He's not an honorable man. Who is he getting his faithful from? Was Diddy faithful? If Diddy was not faithful, if he saw how Diddy did these women, mistreat these women, see these women as property, these sons are looking up to their father. This is the way of life. So they're doing that same thing. You know, even if Diddy, he showcased he got a girlfriend, that's for sure. That's just to say, hey, you know, I'm an honest guy. I got a girlfriend. But honey, he has a girlfriend in the face of the world. But behind closed doors, he is doing the unimaginable. He is going around spiking drinks, taking advantage of women that don't want him. And it doesn't matter if you don't want King. If King wants you, King gonna get what King gets, because King is entitled and he feel like he want to be ruthless just like his pappy.
Not only tarnish his image, but ripple through the entertainment industry. A lawsuit filed in Los Angeles by Grace O. Archive, a steward who was working...
Alex, we not gonna go there, okay? Listen, just be thankful you getting the tea how you getting the tea, Alex. Stop with the shenanigans, okay?
A yacht chartered by Diddy himself throws us into a narrative that reads more like a thriller novel than a supposed family friendly yacht party ringing in the new year of 2022.
So this happened in 2022. They were going in, ringing in the new year. Okay. So this staffer, she's just working. The only reason why this staffer decided to work because it was labeled as a family cruise, you know? It wasn't labeled as nothing that was going to be freaky or no freak offs or anything. But you see, Diddy and his son King, they are destructive no matter where they are. You know, it says the devil is going around to steal, kill, and destroy. And when I tell you what they did to that staffer lady, they killed her spirit. They stole her joy that she can never get back. They say she is having nightmares of King doing this to her. And do you think Diddy cares? Diddy is trying to cover it up, you know? So it's sad. And you still have people out here that want to question that lady. Well, I want to hear the audio recording. Well, it's criminal. It's the police has it. You don't need to. Why would you want to hear her screams? I don't want to hear nobody screams.
According to Aka, King Combs became uncomfortably fixated on her from the moment he boarded the yacht.
I told you.
The allegations that follow paint a picture of a night that quickly spiraled out of control with claims of spiked drinks, unsolicited advances, and a physical altercation that left Aka with bruises and undoubtedly a traumatic memory that no one should have to carry.
And I told you, she is remembering this. This is tragic. She's probably have to go get some help. And she has bruises. They show bruises all on her arms. And that is from King, Diddy's son, holding her down, graping, holding her down, taking advantage of her. And when she did not want it, she just was there to work. She has a family to think of, and she was just there to work. She didn't ask for none of this. And it's sad that she has to fight tooth and nail to get justice instead of Diddy just doing right and leaving people alone and teaching his son how to just be a regular citizen, you know. But the thugs, they come out and play because this is some thug nigga activity right here. When I go into the hood, the thug niggas, they want to take, if they want a woman, even if she say no, thank you, I'm not interested. Do they stop? No, they don't. They continue to hunt and hunt, and then they get to the point where they want to cuss you out, and they may put pause on you. They may take your ass away. This is some hood nigga ideology, okay? And it's in his nature. That is how you can dress these niggas up and have them all the money, all the suits. At the end of the day, they steal the niggas from the pride. Man, they steal. Is diabolical. Let's continue to play.
The lawsuit doesn't just stop with King Combs, it drags Diddy into the fray.
Okay, so real, not perfect. If you have any thoughts on this, please feel free to call in. If you guys you have so much mouth in the comments section, you want to challenge her, where to record it. Well, why don't you call in and tell us your perspective without cussing, okay? If you are so you just want to protect Diddy and all the mess up things he have done, call in. Don't be afraid. And where's C. Allen at? Where y'all at? Call in, y'all. Where the righteous people at?
Him of liability for the actions on the yacht he chartered, the mention of sex workers, an alleged exposure incident involving Diddy and Young Miami, and a Hulu camera crew capturing it all adds layers of complexity and raises questions about power dynamics, accountability, and the culture within the entertainment industry. Diddy's son, Christian King Combs, is being sued for sexual assault, and the alleged victim claims she has audio recordings of him forcing himself on her during a yacht party.
Yes, she does. And that recording, have you guys heard the recording of Meek Mills and Diddy? Press 2 if you heard the recording of Meek Mills and Diddy. It's a recording going around on social media. And they said that Diddy, he spiked Meek Mill's drink. He had him in the room and certain guys were recording, listening, and you can just hear Meek Mills just screaming at the top of his lungs. And they said Diddy was just taking him to Pound Town. And honey, girl, they said the video of this staffer lady is worse than that. I don't think nobody want to hear it. And why would she want the whole world to hear it? And when you guys are asking to hear this stuff, do you ever think about the victim? If you are a victim of this situation, would you want people to hear you screaming and moaning? And you know how people gonna do, you know people gonna make fun of it, you know people gonna use it as entertainment. If anything happened to me and I'm a victim of this stuff, I'm not putting my videos out. Why? I don't got nothing to prove to y'all. I'm gonna go to the federal, to the crime, and that's what I'm gonna do. And that's what the staffer is doing. So I don't understand how you guys are getting confused. The staffer is not coming out here on Tasha K or Club Shay Shay doing interviews, playing the audio. She's not doing that because she has nothing to prove to the public. She's doing what she ought to be doing, and which is going up there to the police. Hey, I'm glad that you are here. Did you hear about what's the latest thing that's going on?
Which one? It's there's so many coming out. It's crazy. I mean, I heard the Meek Mill recording. That was disturbing. He's getting tore up. And then
tore up from the flow up. And they
yeah.
That this staffer lady, I don't know if you heard about the staffer that came out today on the yacht.
Yes.
Was just working, Mike. You know, it was a family cruise.
Sure.
That's what they told this staffer lady. And they said that King Christian, Diddy's son, spiked her drink purposely to corner her, to grape her. And it's just horrible. Now you have people in the comments saying, I want to hear the recording. And it's not for you guys to hear. She has nothing to prove to you guys. And why is it so hard to believe, especially when he's been raised by the graper himself, which is Diddy?
You know, one of the best lines I've ever heard is like father, like son.
Right.
And you know, your son is going to emulate your energy. Your son's going to emulate what you stand for. Now, there are some sons that will break away from an abusive father or a really bad father. He'll turn into a protector, but it's very, very rare. But I think that these people, they get really, really drunk on the money and the power. These rich people, these very, very rich people, you know, they feel like they can do whatever they want because they have money to buy silence and just shut people up with money. And shame on you.
They've been getting away with it, Mike. So if you have a 25 or someone that's easily influenced and they see you doing all this cabba and pocus hocus and you can get away with anything, of course they feel like they can get away with anything. They can have any girl they want. They don't care if she says no. They still gonna go. When these men in my hood, when they don't have money, they're very forceful and they're very dominant, and they will take you out if they don't get what they want from you. And now you just give those same niggas money and power and influence, honey. It can't stop, won't stop. And that is what they're doing. Anybody they want to devour, they are doing it, and they've been doing it for so long. This is the only time. I don't know. It's a special time and place with the skies. The moon is aligning where Diddy can be taken down, and he should be taken down for all the stuff that he have been a part of. And if his sons want to help him, then his sons need to go too.
And this is only my opinion. And anybody listening, you don't have to agree with me. I think God is fed up. I think God is now stepping in.
Yes.
And as the Bible says, you reap what you sow. And I'm telling you right now, Diddy has been doing this for a very long time, probably over 20-something years. And God is fed up. And I think that he's gonna face facts, and his sons. And, I have sons, and the hardest thing is to see your son emulate your bad behavior. Because I had some years where I was not the best person to be around because I had depression and stress. I don't mind saying it. We're human beings. We're human beings. We go through things in life, but I never taught my son that. So I'm very proud to have sons that are very positive, and they'll help you. Like, they don't even know you, right? If you're on the side of the road with a flat tire, my son would pull over and help you. That's the kind of man he is, because I taught him love and I taught him compassion. But Diddy taught his children how to be debauchery and nasty and, be manipulators, and that's exactly why they're the way they are. Go ahead, sis.
You absolutely right. And he doesn't sit down and say, you don't do X, Y, and Z. He tells you can do whatever you want to do. I'm your daddy. And with his arrogant behind. And these sons of his, they are growing up to be just like him, just as arrogant. They don't even have a separation from Diddy. They're all about Diddy. And I feel like you need to have your own identity, separate. Who are you, King? But he doesn't have his own identity. And sometimes it can be where the parent, like Diddy, wants to mold the child just like him. He want a little him.
So this is Kim Porter's son?
It is.
So how do I say this? So he's emulating his father, who basically destroyed his mother. That's disgusting. That shows me that he is a weak individual that is looking for fame and fortune other than honoring his mother. Your mother brought you into the world. She gave birth to you. You have to honor your mother. If somebody treated my mother that way he treated Kim Porter, I would have nothing to do with him. Go ahead.
I think that is true, Mike. But what Diddy did, he brainwashed the boy to believe something else. And when the boy is so under his protection and Diddy is always protecting him anytime he does wrong, Diddy is always to the rescue. Of course, the child boy is going to be like, okay, thank you for protecting me. And he was very young when his mom passed away, so he don't understand a lot of this. He's so distracted with all these girls, with all the power, with the influence, with people saying, oh, you Diddy's son? Hey, treat him such a way because he's Diddy's son. So he is latching on to that, and he's just getting to the point where he feel like he can do whatever he wants to do. And now, still today, when he got arrested, they said he was smiling. When the feds came in, they said that man was smiling. Right afterwards, he was caught on video tongue kissing his girlfriend. So he thinks this all is a game. He doesn't take this serious. He doesn't care about his reputation of getting handcuffed. And why should he? His father is a billionaire. He has money. He does not have to work for nothing. He doesn't have to face challenges like us normal folks because he's not normal. Shit. He don't have to really work out here. Yeah. He's been protected. But if Diddy falls down and no more money, he's going to have a hard dose of reality going into the real world with his reputation stained as Diddy's son. So him and Diddy, they're faking a funk like, hey, they're not bothered. And I think this young guy, maybe he really feels unbothered because he has been living in the world where his father has always came to the rescue. No matter how bad it looked, his father has always came. Just like how certain Christians that believe in God and they if everything looked wrong, horrible, they still have faith and they are not moved. They are not shaken and they don't have no worry in sight because they have that faith in their God. Well, King got that same faith when it comes to his daddy. He's not moved no matter what the weather is. And the only thing that's going to stop that is when the feds or the Homeland Security take his daddy away and take him away and he's in that jail cell. He's going to have a a bad awakening, he's going to be reintroduced into a whole different world where people see him whole differently. And and it's sad, but he ain't gonna never see this coming, and he won't, because he has been covered with so much bull crap. I don't know. He's just a casualty at this point. He's a casualty. But go ahead,
He,
Mom.
so basically he fell into the devil's plan. This is just, hear me out, everybody listening. This is my perspective. He fell into the devil's plan. You know, the big chains, the mansions, the nice cars, all the women. Everybody listening, you're on this earth, if you're lucky, for 80, 90 years. If you're lucky. Heaven or hell is eternity. You have to live your life and give. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money. It's not what I'm trying to say. God wants you to succeed. He wants you to do good in life. But he also wants you not to hurt people and, you know, debauchery and all this other stuff. Like they're evil, nasty people. And this child right here, because to me, he's a child because I'm twice his age. He got corrupted into that negativity. And I think my opinion, because I've been researching this, I think the devil has a lot to do with the music industry. I really do. Because he gets in there and he gives you all this fame, all this fortune, but you don't give back to the community. You just hurt other people. Like you're just a nasty person. You might look fly on the camera, you might have these fat chains, you might have a mansion, but it doesn't mean you're a good person. It just means you have possessions. But when you pass away, you can't take them with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true when it comes to, you know, religion and certain personal beliefs. But right now we're facing jail time, some serious time, and he doesn't even realizing it, and all because of his father. All because his father. And Diddy, what do you have to say for poor bad parenting? You know?
Yes.
And like I said before, looking out, you know, you really don't see a lot of black men out here that's taking
Yeah.
care of their kids and their sons. But when you see Diddy, you're like, well, he could be a horrible thug, but he is a good father. He loved them kids. But what is it to love the kids if you're going to put them in such a horrible position where they're going to have a nightmare throughout the rest of their lives?
Yeah.
You know, and for what they did to that staffer lady, she is still traumatized from getting raped, as they say. And they said Little Road, he has recorded all of this. Little Road, Cassie, and I guess the staffer and other people are coming forward. And yesterday, a lot of you guys were saying, well, what about the other people? Well, it's a lot of other people that are speaking out, but they don't want to do it public. They don't want to go on Club Shay Shay, do interviews, and they
Yeah.
don't want to put their face out here. They just want justice. So believe me, it's a lot more people than just Cassie. And they told me this, because a lot of people say, well, how is the trafficking? They said that Diddy's friend went on an airplane. They got a 17-year-old girl, and I guess this was back in the day, and they flew her out of the state to a different state, and they raped her. She said they raped her. It's a picture that's going out around the internet. She's 17 years old. She's sitting on Diddy's lap in a studio, and they got her face covered. And you already know that Diddy, that Jay-Z, they love to have 16, 14, 15-year-old girls on a lap in a studio back in the day. And back in the day, outside of Hollywood, you did hear and you did see a lot of young girls, and you see a lot of older men going after young girls, and people didn't frown upon it like they are doing now. The things in the world have changed, but it was still wrong, but it was more acceptable and tolerable, especially in the black community, you know. But things have changed, and they're moving more for the right when it comes to protecting these young girls from these older predators that want to prey on them.
Yeah. You're exactly right, and it's back in the day. Remember back in the our back in the day when we were younger, old heads, the older men, they wouldn't allow this to happen. They would step in and say something. They would like, yo, nah, this ain't gonna happen, and they would protect people. But it seems like these newer generations, they just go with it. They don't care. It's like, I'm gonna tell you this, sis. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care how old I am, or if I see someone getting abused, I'm going to step in. If I have to go to prison, I'll go to prison. But that's just in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, but what I'm trying to say is that these other people in that group, they just allow it to happen for fame and fortune. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? We need more like-minded men in our community like you, but it was not. I remember when R. Kelly, when he was messing around with Aaliyah, was about to get married to her. Leah was 14. You didn't think everybody knew about this? The men's knew about it, and they was still bumping R. Kelly. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, and they still gonna bump R. Kelly. And they paint.
Did I tell you this? Did I tell you the story about when I met him? Did I tell you about that story?
What happened?
Yeah. So I didn't get to come close to him because he had like an entourage around him. He was in MacArthur Mall in Norfolk, right? So because he was down here, he had a concert, and I can see him. He's sitting right by the fountain. And all I did was this. I'm gonna piss on you, and and all his entourage were like, what? I was like, yo, what are you gonna do? Because I had a gun on me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But no. He was a straight scumbag. I never got to meet him up close. But yeah, he was a piece of garbage. He was. But no, he was at MacArthur Mall in Norfolk, Virginia, when he was doing a concert. And he just happened to be there. But he had like 20 something guys like surrounding him. He had so much people around him. It was wild. I never seen so many like thug bodyguards. But it's because he knew that he was a dirtbag. Like, in other words, all right, I've met stars in the past, and they'll have a bodyguard, or they'll have no bodyguard. But he had so many people around him. This is when like all that stuff was breaking down. And he was scared. He knew he was caught. But the whole thing with Aaliyah is, now remember, I'm in Virginia Beach. You're talking about Pharrell, we're talking about Timberlake, we're talking about all these people, and Future Records, Teddy Riley. This is a very rich culture of music. But R. Kelly really, he was really a piece of garbage. Go ahead, sis.
He was. And everybody, have y'all seen that video or even heard a video of R. Kelly doing the golden shower? And you know what it means, because I can't be too graphic on this channel. He did the golden shower on that 14-year-old, and y'all all seen that video, and after y'all still supported it. So they don't care about these young girls. They really don't. And that's how I see it, because y'all still supported him after that video. Then y'all wanted to argue, well, was that him on the video? Well, was that the girl in the video? Well, did she want the video? Ain't nothing we could do about the video. And he still was able, after that video, to mess with a lot of young kids. And y'all still support it, and y'all still support him for the day. So, and you know what I was hoping? I was really hoping with this Diddy case that people would see this as a reminder. You don't take advantage of women. You don't hit on women. But they're not seeing that as this. That message is going right across their head. Okay. They don't care about that.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about the situation.
Yeah. And a father teaches his son how to be a gentleman, how to be a good man, how to, you don't have to be like, submissive to a woman. You just have to give her, respect. And 50-50. The best way to hold a relationship is 50-50. The woman has a say, the man has a say. You can't dominate, but she can't dominate you because you're going to turn on each other. But these guys, in my opinion, sis, they like to dominate people. And that's why this stuff happens. And why are they dominating them? Why wouldn't they want to have a relationship? Why would you want to give some? So if you care about somebody, you give them respect, right? You show them respect because you care about them. But they have no respect for these women or men, whatever they're doing, because it's degradation. They want to break them down. They want to control them. They want to own them. But why? It's mental illness.
They have a takeover spirit. But no, they don't respect these girls. They see them as objects. That's how hip hop has always seen women as objects. They always degrade women in hip hop songs. I mean, look at the songs. The songs don't. Do you think these rap songs support and uplift women and put them in the best light? No. The whole.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what the best. You know what the best feeling in the world is? The best feeling in the world is when you have someone that you care about or you love and you have relations, right? I'm not going to say the word. And after the relations are done, you lay there and you look at them and you have total peace and you watch TV or you talk about something. Like, in other words, true S word should be the act, which is from God, but afterwards you should look at them with glee, with love, with compassion, you know, and then that person knows that they're safe with you. In other words, that act that you're doing with that person should be a prelude into, you know, complete bliss afterwards. And that's the problem. Is like when you're married, right? If you have a husband or you have a wife, right, and you're together that night, and then you just basically say, hey, we want to go out to eat or something. Like there's a connection, but these folks that are doing these horrible things, there's no connection. They're just using them for their gratification. It's all they're doing. And then they degrade them afterwards. I miss being with my ex-wife and literally looking at her like she's the most beautiful thing in the world. I miss that, you know? And that's what men miss. Men don't need to worship women, but men need to give the women the respect that they deserve, because a woman is a creator. She's the only one that can create you, you know? So, man, if you're listening, give that woman that respect that she deserves. Now, if the woman is not treating you right, or if the woman steps out on you, say, listen, I'm going to break away. I'm going to leave. That's it. A man should not be abusive. A real man doesn't degrade other women. He doesn't do that. He just steps away. So sorry for taking over, but I hate the fact that these men like to get pleasure out of putting women down. It makes me disgusted. And then they're doing it to men too. It's all about control. It's all about degradation. It's all about making. So I know that I'm not me, but the person that's doing it. I know that I'm a piece of garbage. So let me go ahead and get levity by putting someone else down. Go ahead.
Well, that the whole hip hop culture has been a symbol for putting women down. I mean, if you listen to the lyrics to the music videos, that's all they do is use women as props. And our culture, we have accepted it, we have promoted it, we have uplifted it, and this is how we birth the product of Diddy. Diddy is the child of the hip hop culture. Okay, he is the child. Jay-Z is the child. This is what y'all birthing. Okay, this is what you're birthing. These are y'all kings. These are y'all kings. These are your kings. And y'all need to hit that link. I see a lot of y'all in the comments. Y'all got a whole bunch to say in the comments, but y'all ain't get up here and y'all ain't gonna say it. Come on, stop woofing and bite. Hit that link and bite and say something.
So, sis, this is what I think, and I want to ask your opinion if you think what I think is right. I want to ask you: a woman is much more mentally strong than a man. Mentally, a man is more physically strong, right? But a woman really is mentally stronger. So a man, because she's smarter, tries to break her down. I want to see your opinion on that.
I don't know about that. I think everybody is different. Shit. Everybody got different IQs. You got some women with some good IQs, some men with some great IQs, and then you got both genders with some dumbass IQs. You got they both
have you ever taken?
I don't think
Have you?
it's group. If it comes, if I'm a if I own a job, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna hire a woman over a man because she's smarter. Hell no. Some of y'all,
No,
everybody different. I'm gonna test
yeah,
you,
yeah.
and I'm gonna quiz you, and I'm gonna see who is the best for the job.
No, you're right. But a woman, I'm saying this because I'm not pro either or, but I'm saying, but a woman has an ability to read somebody, read a man. You know, in other words, when they say, you know, a woman will see a man, right? We'll see a man, and she'll know in the first 5 minutes if she wants to be with him or not. So a woman can read people, but
Well,
a
if
man.
that's the case, Mike, then people gonna say, well, why didn't Cassie read Diddy? Why didn't Kim Porter read goddamn Diddy? You know, all these women that are victims to men, people will use that ideology. If women are so designed to be so much smarter, then why can't they read their predators who they lay in bed with?
Because possibly they've been abused priorly. In other words, they're perpetuating that submissive attitude. I've met women and have dated women that were doms. You know, in other words, they're very dominant, like in their personality. They're very dominant personality. You know, this is what I'm going to do. You don't like it? Too bad. Then I've met women that were very like, whatever you say. You know, so there are different kinds of women in their attitude, and I could see that a lot of the women that were very submissive, they've had things in their past where someone may have put hands on them, or maybe they had a really bad father. It's everything is different. I'm not saying everybody is the same. I'm just saying that maybe sometimes, sis, that there's things behind the scenes that we don't know with their past. That's it.
Got it. Yeah. I try not to generalize from our past, from society has led us astray. And when we see things we don't expect, we get shocked. And it's all due to generalization and stereotypes. When we stereotype groups of individuals, and then when you realize that that stereotype is a false, then it brings a shock value to a lot of people. So I do want to hit on Tina. Tina didn't call. Well, okay, we got two people. I didn't even see you, Dolores. Shit. All right. Dolores, I tried to hit on the link, but it would not allow me to. It said devices not connected. Okay. So Dolores, if you can reconnect to get up here, I'd be great. OG, if you out there, where you at? Lady A, if you out here, where are you? C Allen, where you at? All right, Tina, are you there?
Mike, eat a pussy and shut the fuck up. You
Okay, so trolls.
What was that? What was that?
I have, you know what, diabolical trolls. Okay.
Yeah, that was like what?
Make no sense. Well, let's get back to Cassie and how does that mindset how does that contribute to Cassie? I see Cassie as a very submissive girl. So do you feel that Cassie, the reason why she was like that, possibly it had to do with somebody harming her in the past?
It's possible. So, sis, it's possible. So the way the human mind works. So, you know, if you are abused at a younger age, you're going to be much more submissive to somebody with a stronger energy. So I don't know that to be true, but it just seems like she had everything going for her. She did not have to bend to him. Like, she was a major star and she's a beautiful woman, you know? So why did she
16
yeah.
when she had him?
But why would she bend her knee to him? She could have broke away from him and did another album. But why? You know, why did it happen?
Well, when it comes to Cassie, I hear your point, but I disagree. This is how I see it from my perspective. That she's 16. She got a deal with a major record label. Hey, that's exciting. A lot of people don't get that far, Mike, at 16 years old. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. I just want to work hard and I just want to make my parents happy at this point. And then
Sure.
19, you see your boss is looking at you and you from her point of view, it's like, damn, I must be damn talented, Mike. Mike, he hit me up with 10-year record deal, Mike. Whoa, he sees something in me. One of the greats see something in you that want to give you a 10-year deal. I mean, you got to be like, shit, all these expectations that she thought that she was going to get at 19. Okay. So, but Diddy, on the other hand, he were looking at her as like, this is going to be my little bird. And
Yeah.
I'm going to lock my bird in a cage and I'm going to make my bird do all these things. Okay. He was not, he had a whole different horrible agenda for her. But she was 19. Sometimes when you're 19, even if you are a woman, you are still naive. You still don't know. She don't have that intelligence. You know, so she's in it and she's, feeling all the pressure from Diddy. I'm sure that confuses a person because it's like, I just want to do my job. She was not flirting to get where she was at. She wasn't spreading her legs to entice Diddy. She had no interest in Diddy. So I cannot stand when people try to paint her like, oh my God, you was up there shaking your thing for Diddy. You had the legs. She didn't want that man. She was not attracted to him. Okay. But he kept on pressing the button on her. Well, I want to take you here and I want to do this. And I believe she tried to probably shy it away, but she probably felt very trapped and back up against the wall. And when you're 19 and a guy is doing stuff for you that nobody have ever done for you, I mean, wow, you feel like shit, this is a fucking fantasy, even though you don't want him, but hopefully maybe she thought I would think, well, this is just my boss. And he just pouring into me because I'm gonna be a big ass artist like Whitney Houston or somebody. Now, even though a lot of people say Cassie was not very talented, but when somebody feels that they have talent, you cannot tell them that shit. And nowadays, you don't have to be talented to be popular or famous. Majority of the musicians out here are really not that talented, but they have garnished fame. So that is my take from it. And when prolonging that being her boss, he started to really show her who he was and be very dominant because like his son King, once they get fixated on an individual, then they're going to go for that person. And even when Cassie tried to wiggle out, then that's when he's just going to put his strong arm down. I mean, Cassie didn't even own her name. She didn't own none of her music. So he already had her locked in, and he had her locked in with a 10-year contract. Where are you going to go, Cassie? Okay. So it's more so bend the knee. Have y'all seen? Oh, I love this show. Mike, I don't know if you watch this show, but I'm going to tell it anyway. House of Dragons. Oh my God. Listen, not House of Dragons. What's the other one? What was the show before House of Dragons on HBO? Games of Thrones. Games of Thrones. Have y'all seen Games? Press 7 if you have seen Games of Thrones. Well, in this show, you see this young girl get married off into the rich family of the Lannisters. Okay. And she is innocent. She is naive. But she has done some maybe horrible stuff, but I don't blame her at all because she was backed up and pushed in a position where she could not get out. So I see the girl, I forgot her name, Censor, I believe, I'm not sure. But you guys know in the beginning, the princess, they get married over Lannister. I see her as a Cassie. Okay. But go ahead, Mike.
No, so it's very easy. So you can have the nicest person in the world, right? But like you said, if they get backed into a corner, they're gonna come out and they're gonna attack back. But I haven't seen that show. But the whole thing with Cassie is that I when I look at her and I listen to her, okay, my opinion is she's a very innocent, beautiful person, and I think she got roped into a horrible experience, just debauchery. But I think Cassie had nothing to do with any of that stuff. But I think that she was abused mentally and physically.
She
Go ahead.
was. Ain't no state about it. She was that way. So lady, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm just glad you ain't a troll.
No, no, ma'am. Thank you for having me. So I just wanted to comment when you guys are speaking about Cassie. Like, isn't it just kind of that's the game plan? He's been offending it since Usher. He was 14, 15. Bieber 14, 15. Cassie was 16. It's not about the individual. It's about objectification of the human and young people, and it's about power. And the dude's sick, man.
So lady, salute to you. But it's about grooming. It's about basically taking a younger mind, someone that doesn't have the life experiences that you have, him, not me, and you groom their mind into thinking that anything you do to them is acceptable.
Grooming is power. They're synonymous. You groom someone so you can have power over them.
That's it. So it's objective power. So basically, I can't physically control you like with my hands. Well, sometimes they do, but
Yeah,
they use mental manipulation to make them do what they want, and that's psychology. It's like, it's disgusting. To warp someone's mind is the worst crime ever. So if you punch me, right? I'm not saying you. If someone was to punch me or someone was to break my arm, it's going to heal. It's going to heal, right? But if you warp someone's mind, it never heals.
Well, clearly he's got a warped mind that's never healed, and he's
Exactly
doing the same
but
thing.
a physical injury you can heal from. A mental problem, it's going to stay with you forever. It's the same thing with the R word. When someone R words somebody, you never forget it. You remember it for the rest of your life. If you if you get into a physical fight and you lose the fight, okay, you forget about it. It's all good. It was a fight. It's whatever. But those sexual conquests on your soul, they stay with you forever. And these people are predators, and they prey on weaker people. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Now, lady, I agree with everything that you said. And I wanted to know your thoughts on this, lady, and I'm glad that you called in. Did you hear about the story that happened today that came out with his son, Christian Combs?
Yes, ma'am.
What were your thoughts about that,
lady? Yeah, apple doesn't far from the tree, He's been indoctrinated into a world of sin and debauchery. Would you expect him to be an angel?
No. How could he?
Yeah.
How could he? He does not know right from wrong or wrong from right.
And I'd just like to apologize, you guys. Yes, I am Caucasian, and I'm from Tennessee, so I'm country. But it doesn't. The thing is, I still appreciate you.
I'm sorry, lady. Usually I want to apologize to some Caucasian.
I'm a goofy country white girl from Tennessee, but I still really valued this channel and the talks you guys have. So that's why I called in, because I felt comfortable.
I want to call in. This is a safe space for everybody. Please stay.
All right,
so lady, my ex, I'm from New York, right? I'm from New York. I live in Virginia now, but my ex-wife, she's from Knoxville and Maryville, so Tennessee. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys and thank you for being, so kind and welcoming. But yeah, I think this poor kid's probably just a Diddy 2.0, from the looks to apparently from these allegations to the behavior.
You're absolutely right.
So and honestly, look, when this music came up, I was like 14, 15, Mason, Diddy, I had no clue. And it's like, this is like a cancer. It's insane how many people this has touched. And it just gets wilder and wilder. And I'm just like, is this real?
Oh, it's real. So in the music industry, and I know I'm not going to drop names, but I know people because I'm in Virginia Beach, so I know people that are in the music industry. I'm talking about like major people. And yes, the debauchery is real. It's real. It's disgusting, and it's just it is what it is. It is what it is. But you have to basically break away from that. But a lot of people that will come from nothing, like people will like basically work at McDonald's or I'm just saying have a menial job. And all of a sudden they get introduced to somebody who has millions and millions of dollars and they'll do whatever they say. Money is the root of all evil. Go ahead, ladies.
Money's a drug.
Lady, I wanted to know, what are your thoughts when people try to paint Cassie as, well, they say, well, she knew what she was doing. She's not all innocent. What do you say to that? What are your thoughts?
I say that there are tapes and evidence that will reveal that she indeed was a victim and not a perpetrator.
Thank you.
I believe that 100%. I believe that Cassie was not a perpetrator. I'm just saying that's what I believe. When I look at her and the way she speaks and the way she looks and her energy is everything. I don't believe Cassie was about that life. Go ahead, ladies.
Yeah. What do you think, Miss Gigi?
I think so. I think that have you ever seen Games of Thrones, lady?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay, do you remember the princess or the young
Cersei?
girl? She got married into the Lannisters.
Yeah, she was a dragon lady, Cersei or something like that.
No, not that the Lannisters. Yeah, that's who they are. I don't know the names per se, but I just know it was this young girl. She was around 16, and they married her off into the Lannisters. But what she had to endure, the guy that she married was an evil man. He killed her father because he was an honest, noble man. And they did her. And they had her do horrible stuff, but she was captured. She was kidnapped for years. And I say that to say that's the way how I see Cassie's situation. She got entrapped with Diddy. It was plenty of times where she tried to escape. He hunted her down. He pulled her back. She has loved. How long was she with him? 10 years of him putting paws on her. Lady, did you hear that Diddy put the pow pow in her mouth?
Oh my
she
God.
Was scared. And
I mean,
all the horrible, freaky things that he had her to do, he did not love her. He had no intentions of caring about her.
No.
He saw her as a bird, as an object that he wanted to use, almost like he wanted to use her as a slave for his pleasure, for his sick pleasure. He would make her bring other guys in the room to seduce the guys there so he can have the guys. He didn't even want to be with no woman.
Yeah. Do you know what I heard? All right. This is about the reason why he was with J-Lo is because J-Lo, she was freaky and she didn't mind like, excuse me, strapping up. And like, that's why he liked her serving. You know what I'm saying? And like, so, but who's to say that he didn't put a gun in her mouth? And now he's so scary. She's so scared that she's gone back to Ben. She can't stand Ben. They're miserable together. He's drinking. And it's just like, but she's scared shitless of P. Diddy. And why wouldn't you be? I would be.
Well, that goes to show you play around, you want to be hood so bad, J-Lo, and it came back to bite your ass more ways than one.
You know, play hood games and have hood consequences.
You're not Jenny from the block. had her friend come out and say, you know, she was not Jenny from the block. That was just, I guess, a fake persona that she was doing to get records and to gain favor in the black community. But she's really not a hood chick, and she
No.
got down with a hood nigga. And honey, I know she regrets it. I know she regrets even seeing Diddy, even looking Diddy way, because a lot of stuff that she was doing or she was just associated with is still coming back to haunt her till this day. And that has to be very frustrating, especially when you think you have left that situation alone and you don't want to revisit it and you're forced to revisit it. And now they're saying you might go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. This is really, I think it's going to be the sex trafficking, and I think there's going to be a lot of video evidence, and I don't think it's going to be good for a lot of people. That's all I had to say about it. But thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much, lady. I'm glad you called in, and I'm glad you felt comfortable to do so. And I just want to remind everybody, this is a safe space for any and everybody, color, race, gender, I don't care, to come on and give your voice. Just be respectful and no cussing. That's all. All right. Mike, your thoughts?
You know, the whole thing with J-Lo is that J-Lo to me is very complex. It's almost like, I think that she she wanted to portray something that she wasn't, and I think it's all catching up with her. But I think that once again, she was one person that she thought that Diddy could propel her career, and she did a lot of dirty stuff for him. I do think, but I don't see her as a good person. It's just weird to me. It just gives me a weird vibe. But hey, I could be wrong. But the whole stuff, like, you know, going to Diddy and then going to Ben Affleck, then leaving him and then going back again, like, it's like you want to be in. And I think the whole thing with Ben Affleck is I think that she wanted to be back into the movies again, because Ben Affleck is a big movie star, and the money is in the movies. See, the record industry, they cut your pay so much, but in the movie industry, you can make a lot of money. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah. So it sounds like she's been playing. She will go with Diddy to get her music increase, and probably go with Ben to get her movie star increase. And it looked like she was playing a game, and it tripped her, especially being with Diddy. I don't know much about Ben, but it definitely tripped her with Diddy situation. But the thing I see between J-Lo and Cassie is J-Lo, she was grown when she got with Diddy, and she possibly had a motive to get more fame or notoriety from the hip hop culture. With Cassie, she was 16, 19 years old. She's a child, and she was not interested in Diddy, but he was interested in her. And when it comes to a predator, it does not matter if you're interested in them or not. They still going to get after you. I mean, a lion and a rabbit. If the lion want to eat the rabbit, the lion gonna eat the rabbit. Ain't nothing a rabbit can do but run away, and I'm sure the lion's gonna grab it. If the lion have his eyes locked on that rabbit, that ain't nothing you can do. He gonna devour her. And I'm just thankful that Cassie is still alive, and I think that Cassie is a warrior to be still alive, because a lot of people in her position is dead. Kim Porter is gone. Heavy D is gone. It's a lot of bodies stacked around Diddy, and Cassie could have been one of them. So she did something right, because she is still here. She gets to tell her story. She got money from the lawsuit. So Cassie, she has done something right, and she have achieved something that nobody will ever achieve. Is to partially taking a shot at Diddy and getting him hit down, because Diddy has gotten popped, and he is down right now. He can't even defend himself. He can't even speak, and I'm sure he hated. On video camera, he's got the smiles, but don't let that fool you. He is going through it behind the scenes. This is embarrassing to him. Somebody of this stature, somebody of his height, somebody of his reputation. He have worked hard to build his reputation. And for, this girl, Cassie, The one, he don't even value Cassie. He never see Cassie as a value. He saw Cassie as an object, okay, to be played and toyed with. I'm sure he probably feel like, damn, I should have got rid of that bitch a long time ago. But hey, she have done something right to make Diddy feel like she would never be a threat. Diddy could not see this shit coming from Cassie. If he had every thought that Cassie was about to write a book, about to do some shit like that, he would have been got rid of her. But he did not. And to let you know that Cassie was very she was not a threat to Diddy. Even when she left with that Nick guy, he still did not see her really as a big threat. Now they say when she got with the Nick that Diddy was stalking her and following her, and he felt that he still was going to get her. She was not going to get away. And that's something with a control freak. If you're their property, you're always their property. It ain't no getting out of it. It ain't no you once mine and then you're not mine no more. Once they pissed on you, then it's like a dog. You know, they say a dog go around and it piss on trees to mark their territory. Honey, when Diddy piss on you, it's his territory. So he is one of the many properties, and they say it's not over till he take you over. So for her to survive, I say kudos for her. She remind me of I don't know if you've seen this, Mike, but J-Lo. It was a movie that she did. It was my favorite movies that she ever did, where she fought back against her husband that was putting paws on her, and she had to run away, and she learned kickboxing and shit. I don't know. I think it's called Enough, honey. I was so happy when J-Lo started fighting back in that movie. And to me, that is symbolizing for Cassie because she's fighting back. She's getting her licks in, and she is just not going to lay down. She's going to fight till Diddy is in prison for all the wrong and criminal shit he has done. And she's fighting back. She cannot fight back like Diddy. So she has to be, she has to do it a different way. And like she's winning. But go ahead, Mike. I know I talked a lot.
No, it's good. You're exactly right. And a woman should basically defend herself, and it can't always be physically, but Cassie's doing it, verbally. And Cassie is now. I've talked to somebody. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I talked to somebody who kind of knows the situation. Cassidy has security, so he can't get to her. He's not going to be able to hurt her. So, he's done, and he's completely done. So he tries to send thugs in to hurt people, right? But if you have, special operations people, protecting you, they're not going to get to the principal that they're trying to get to. So Cassie is safe. She's going to be fine. They're not going to get to her. And she's in a disclosed location. And she's going to be able, and I think when the trial comes, she's going to be one of the main people to, be a witness, to basically tell the world, everything he did. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I don't know if she even wants to tell the world everything she did. I would figure that is traumatizing for her to do that. And why does she have to do it? I don't feel like she owes us anything, to be honest with you. I feel like she just has to do what according to the law and tell the cops or whoever she needs to tell and get his ass thrown behind the jail. Because a lot of people want to hear her story so they can break it apart.
It depends. It depends if she's subpoenaed, then she has to go and speak. Now, she can plead the fifth and not say anything. That's her right. But what I'm trying to say is I think that she wants to help other victims, because I think that it's not just Cassie. I think it's so many other people that have been victimized by this group that need to come out and speak about it.
That's true. Do you want her to get subpoenaed? Do you want her to testify?
I want her to have enough gusto, enough braveness to come out and be an advocate, to help other women that were hurt, because a strong woman will come in and they'll step up. But I'm just telling you this, with the money that she got and the security that she has, he can't get to her. It's impossible. Trust me, it's impossible. If you have 5 to 10 special operations people as your security force, it doesn't matter how many goons Puffy sends, they'll get mowed down. Trust me when I tell you this. They will be gone. So a street person is a street person, but people that are trained in in special operations, but he's going to try to intimidate her. So what Puffy does is says he tries to intimidate people, but I think Cassie's at the point now where he can't intimidate her anymore. I think that she's emboldened where she just wants to tell her story.
Jamie says, do you think that Cassie should just be quiet because she got paid?
No, not at all. Not at all. Take the money and talk. Yo, F him. F him.
All right. So did you get that, Jamie? Just because you gave the money, she still is able to talk, and she's going to talk, scratch a deal. His whole track record has been effing deals. Look at how he does all his artists. He don't do none of the artists right. So maybe this is his karma, Jamie. Maybe Cassie is his karma. Do you hear me?
That's a great analogy. So, karma always comes back to get you. And I've done things in my past where I messed up and karma comes back to get me. And then I repented and I changed my ways. I mean, it happens. I mean, a human being is going to make mistakes. God created us to be flawed. But what they're doing is deviant. It's like deviant. I'm talking about like being mean to somebody or doing someone wrong, not sexually, but I mean, these people at this group, they're deviants. It's like, yo, what are you doing? Go ahead.
Yeah. They say Cassie started with Ryan. Then he took her to Diddy to work with her. And she left Ryan and signed with Diddy. People felt like she should have stayed with Ryan. And I see it as it was a business decision. She probably saw Diddy was going to do more for her. And I'm sure Diddy probably lied to trick her into signing with him and promised her all these things. And that was just not the case. So, I can't blame her for signing because it was a business decision.
No,
And from her point of view, she was promised and she was told this, and she saw how Bad Boy was getting up. Who wouldn't want to, get with a better business decision as they thought? But she didn't realize the owner of that business, he's a liar, he's a manipulator, he's a con artist. And at that time, that reputation was not Diddy. Diddy was not known as a con artist at that time. We had no idea what was coming to light. We had no idea the horrible individual Diddy was. I'm sure if his reputation was being a con artist, a manipulator, he don't do none of his artists right, he's just going to rob you blind, Cassie would not have signed that, but she did not know. So I can't fault her for what she did not know.
In the early 2000s, sis, the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, yo, I loved Bad Boy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It was the hottest thing out there. I mean, it was amazing. The music he put out, the beats, everything. But then now you learn later on that he's a dirtbag. But I mean, back in the day, I was one of those same victims of believing that he was some cool guy dancing, and putting out beats and songs and stuff like that. But like I said earlier, everything comes out in the end. Everything always serves itself out.
Now, people also says, well, Cassie, she knew Diddy was with Kim when she got with him. Well, what I have to say about that, like I said one time, I said again, Cassie was not interested in Diddy. Okay. If you have somebody that's okay, let's take it to Walmart. Diddy is the owner of Walmart. Cassie comes in for a job. Cassie gets the job. Diddy is have a girlfriend named Kim. Now, every time Diddy and Kim leaves Walmart, Diddy is going up to Cassie. Oh, you're doing a great job. Can I bring you back to a meeting? I just want to talk about the policy. And he's getting close to her. He said, I would love to bump you up to an assistant, if you sign here with me. So while he's grooming this young girl, this young mind, okay, Cassie is not trying to get on with Diddy. You're trying to make it as if Cassie was trying to seduce Diddy. That was not how it went down. Diddy had plans for Cassie, and he was reeling her in by getting her good benefits at the job. He was reeling her in by saying, I'm going to bump your pay up because I see so much good potential in you. Okay. And at the same time, I guess he was going through it with Kim, and he broke things off with Kim. And I guess he went more with Cassie. And they said even Kim Porter did talk to Cassie. This is what I hear. I don't know how true it is. And she left Cassie something. I'm not sure. But that is how it went down. You're trying to make it seem that Cassie purposely seduced Diddy, trying to get Kim out the picture. That is not how it goes down. But what are your take on it, Mike?
Yeah, I think that Kim started calling Diddy out on stuff. Started like really kind of, as a woman standing up and calling him out on his bull crap. And I don't know what happened to her. I don't want to speculate, but she passed away under very, very strange circumstances. And God bless her. But I can't believe that you have a child there, that the mom passes away under very understanding circumstances, and the child just stays there. It's strange to me. But what I think Diddy, once you turn on him, once you don't do everything he says, then he turns on you. But it seems to me like he's very violent, but he doesn't do it himself. He has other people do it because he's a coward. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. And how I see it with the Kim and Diddy situation is they were going back and forth. They were on an out because I know Diddy was going with someone else or J-Lo or somebody, and Kim said that he was just with J-Lo because he was trying to make Kim jealous or something. I'm not sure. But they said that Kim was writing a book. Say it was a kid's book, then some people say it was a book to expose Diddy. And once Diddy found out, then he had her poisoned. That's what I'm hearing. And a lot of these famous men, just like Floyd Mayweather, they said his baby about to write a book on him, and she ended up getting under life. Do y'all remember Floyd Mayweather? And his baby mama was about to write a book, and she ended up dying. And that is what's going on. These men have power. These men have a thug mentality. Rap about taking people out. When you listen to their music, it promotes taking people out. So they have always told y'all who they were, and y'all always have bumped to the sound with the lyrics in the background of deathing someone, and you looked over that.
Exactly. And sorry, I was taking something to eat. But no, it seems like everything's about power in this industry, and it's sad that people can't promote with love. But it seems like it's all about control. They want to control everybody, and rip them off and not pay them and do all these horrible things to each other. And I don't know why it has to be this way. But I can tell you this, I'm sad because I was a very, very, very big Bad Boy fan. I was. I mean, I'm telling you the truth, sis. I'm telling you, I loved the music they put out. But then learning all this crazy stuff, I'm like, yo, what the heck?
Ooh, I tell you, it's something sad. It is something sad. Monica, are you there? Monica, are you there? All right, so I'm gonna let Monica go. I think Mike had to go because he had to eat his soup. But the link is at the top if you guys want to call in and speak on these things. I'm gonna play a little bit more from the case that happened today. It was a news article dropped today, and it's Diddy's son, Christian Combs, audio leaks of him recorded graping a staffer. They said it was 2022. Happy New Year's. It was on a yacht boat. They were celebrating. It was workers that was working, serving the people on the yacht. She was a young girl, and she says that Diddy's son was fixated with her, offered her a drink. She didn't think nothing about it. So she took it back in her head, and she said instantly she knew that Diddy's son didn't spike that drink. Okay. Then Diddy's son started being more aggressive to her, trying to touch on her leg. She screamed, "Please get your hand off of me." And it was clear that she had no interest in Diddy's son. But did that stop Diddy's son? Or was it more of a challenge? Some people that are predators, when you tell them no, they like that no. They just keep going on. They keep going and on. Ladies, I want to know how many of you have told a brother or a man no, and he still were persistent. Press 1 if you told somebody no and they were still persisting you. Press 5 if you've never experienced that. Well, honey, it happens a lot. So Diddy's sons and him have that same mentality where it don't matter if you don't like them or not. They don't care about that. They feel so powerful and so in control. If they want you, they're going to get you. Especially on a yacht, where's she going to go? So this is what they do to ease it off. They are putting stuff in drinks. They have the sugar booger, the cotton candy, as they call it. That is what they specialize in. Once they get that, it takes out all your defenses, all your logical thinking. They hoping that all that go out. They hoping that you get blacked out and they can just have their way with you. How sick is that? They don't even see people as humans. They see them as objects to be used for their benefits, for their gratification. And then when they're done with you, then they throw you out. Okay. So she says that he was touching on her. She immediately screamed, and they have recordings of her screaming, telling him, "Get your hands off of me, stop touching me," and whatever. She says that later on, I don't know if he apologized, but he says, "Listen, I just need a place to sleep. Can you please direct me to a place to sleep?" She says she took him to a theater room, and then he persisted to do it again. And this time he was twice as aggressive. This time he done grabbed her by her arm in a very horrible way, where they say she got marks all on her arms, and they took pictures of her arms, and they are using it in this lawsuit. Make no mistake about it. Diddy's sons is in the lawsuit for doing horrible things to women, and people all around says the apple don't fall far enough from the tree. And what else do you expect? If he's saying his father do this type of things, of course he's going to do it. I'm not surprised. I think they probably all get down and do horrible, wicked things like this, especially with the son. The son is, he's cool with it. When all those allegations came out about his father, did his son seem shocked? Did his son seems like, "Oh my God, oh my goodness, what are y'all saying about my father?" No. What he did was he was laughing while he was getting arrested. He came out video tongue kissing this girl, and it's like, why are you tongue kissing a girl when you already looked upon as a predator and your father looked upon as a freak? You want to come out here and prove them right. Everything you're doing is proving them right. Okay. You need to take it more serious. And that's the thing. He does not take it serious. Diddy does not take it serious. They're not showing you any bit of honesty. They're not showing you any bit of truth. All they doing is creating stage performances. They said Diddy was outside riding his bike, smiling while having fans take pictures. They said it's all stage. He's not showing you the real him. And all this brother love shit, all that is bull crap. That brother love, he is the opposite. He is the brother hate. He hate on his own brothers. He hate on his family. If he takes out Kim Porter, you know he'll take out anybody out of here. He took out Biggie, has something to do with Tupac. He have bodies on top of bodies because he is brother hate. He is the opposite of what he promotes. Always brother love, brother love. All that is trying to cover up his true identity, which is brother hate. He is a hateful man, and his kids is hateful with him. Now, D, I was just gonna click you, but it says this devices is not connected, D. Okay. So feel free to try to come back. Okay, are you back now? D, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, D. D, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead, talk, please.
I'm here to support you because I know you want somebody to,
Yeah.
be up here while you're talking and everything. I'm listening.
Yeah, but we want to know, what are your thoughts about it? Some people, you want to comment about the people that speak up, but y'all not speaking up. Y'all not taking this time to really voice your concerns and your disputes about the situation, whether you agree or disagree. Use your voice. That was the whole purpose of the live stream, is to hear the callers' opinions and thoughts about these topics that we cover. So, D, you don't have any, and I thank you for coming up here just for the support. But I do want to know, you don't have any thoughts about this? You're not concerned?
Yes, of course I have. I'm concerned. And like you saying, I agree with you. We're not speaking up enough, but I think it's because it's like we go through so much. We're in survival mode and we should be stronger as women. But you could say that when you walk in our shoes. A lot of what I think is going on with Diddy is he's a very violent man, and he's been able to capitalize on whatever you call what he's doing. And it's about time because every dog has its day, and it is what it is, no matter what he does. Now, when it comes down to the babies, to the children's, I never really looked into them, so I don't know anything about them. I think Diddy set those babies up, as you can see in his character, what he does behind the scenes to folks. You know, it's I guess he's been grooming them babies as well. I mean, what else would a snake do?
Well, he's been a father to them. And, a lot of times we think of father as a good, but father, and he's been leading them in the wrong direction. I mean, you can be a father of a good influence, or you can be a father of a bad influence. And if he's doing all these horrible things, and I can't imagine he's been a good father, especially how he was treating Cassie for all these years. This is 10 years. So it would take his son, the son we're talking about, 10 years. He was 15, and he had to witness 15 to 25 of his father taking his girlfriend, misusing her, using her as a tool to get other women to do different freak offs. And I know you may think, well, didn't Diddy protect his kids from all this shit? What will make you think that an evil madman that is so arrogant and so flamboyant like Diddy will protect his kids from seeing and hearing that? If that was the case, then he would not allow it to get to this public. Okay? It has gotten public. Everybody has known about it. He have so many people. The list is long of his freak offs. He had no discretion about it. He had no protection for his kids. If I was Diddy and I wanted to protect my kids from my freak offs, why on earth would I have any and everybody know about my freak offs? Everybody's doing interviews talking about, yeah, don't go to Diddy after party. Cat Williams, oh, well, you know, he want my hoe for $4 million. Do you think that is protecting your kids? Your kids is going to have to face these rumors. Your kids is going to have to face this reputation of their father being a freak off or whatever you want to call it. And he care? He don't care about that. I guess he's saying and it seems like he wanted to embrace his evil side. He wanted to show the world I'm evil and I can get away with it and I like freak off. It seemed like he didn't want to hide anymore. He seemed like he wanted to normalize his evil, wicked ways and he wanted everybody to participate in it. I mean, you got to freak off. Can't you just stay with the same damn group? No, he want different groups. He want them in and out and in. D? D.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, what's your thoughts about that, girl?
I think I mean, I hate to go there and get deep with you, but I'm one of those kids that I lost both my parents, and they didn't pass at the same time. And it was rumors that, you know, they were not getting along in so many words, so that I don't have to tell all my business to folks I don't know. But in so many words, I think those kids are old enough. They seem like they into the industry to where they heard that they papa probably did something wrong to their mom or whatever. Or
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, D, because it's all over the news. They hear it now.
Right. What I'm saying is that they probably seen stuff and it may have came across their mind that the way that he was able to orchestrate it, meaning Diddy or whatever, dirty or whatever. Maybe they thought that their mother was coming at them sideways. So when they heard that, it was like, well, I'm not gonna jump ship because, you know, I don't want to be living on Skid Row.
Possibly, and it could be other thoughts where they're just like their daddy. Shit, you hear men, boys and girls taking their daddy's side over their mom's side.
Right.
Often, especially when a father is in the household and the father dominates like Diddy. Oftentimes you hear kids favor their mom because their daddy was never there. So their daddy never even had an option. But sometimes and oftentimes, especially when you go to different powers like the Middle East and, you know, Africa and all, they be favoring their daddies. So I say that to say it could be a situation where even if their father did do horrible things to their mom, who's to say that they would just pick their mom over their dad? I think a lot of people have this automatic, and maybe it's projecting, that feel like, hey, you're going to stick with the right side. You're going to stick with your mom because your mom was so sweet. Your mom is an angel and Diddy did this to her. Shit. But every child is not, they're not going to swing on that vote. And I think that people automatically think that kids are going to be on the mom side. But in our community, you hear, don't you hear so many, do you ever hear this shit? They be like, well, you know, a lot of these black men, they mad at women because they really mad at their damn mama. Even though their mama was the only one that cared for their ass, right? They still have this resentment towards their moms. So I don't know what goes on in these guys' head, and especially with they already picked a side. I mean, they're just like their father. They do horrible things like their father. They not picking the right way. They don't want to honor women. They don't want to not see women as objects and respect women. They want to spike your drinks and take advantage of you, even if they got a girlfriend. Okay. They already picked a side. Now, what you think about that, D?
Yes, absolutely. So what I think about that is Diddy is probably the type of person who does so much dirt behind the scenes that people don't know, what's going on and what's happening. You ever been the person you just felt like somebody just had an axe to grind with you? You don't know why. I know, me being a Black female, I often feel like in order for me to be successful in life, I'm gonna have to become like a magician at dodging, excuse my French, niggas. I'm sorry to say it, but he just seemed like, if you ever came across him, God forbid you told him no. Lord help her. Lord help her. That's all I got to say on that.
Got it. All right, because he's a guy, he's arrogant, he has power, and he gets what he wants. Even guys that don't have power and arrogant, they still have the attitude they're going to get what they want. Some of them, not all of them. And then when you look, I don't know the culture that Diddy had raising his kids. I don't think we got to see the culture and his morals, his values, how he's raising his kids. I don't even know if Diddy would tell his kids, yeah, I did take out your mama, but it was an honorable killing. And I'm just reminded, because I know in the Middle East and certain cultures, they have honor killings. Have y'all heard about that? Press 4 if you have, press 10 if you have not heard about honor and killing. So in certain cultures, if a woman disgrace the husband, or a daughter disgrace their family, or if you have a son and your son is dating a stripper hoe or a girl with a bad reputation, it is rightfully right in their culture to take out that woman that would disgrace the reputation, to take out a Kim Porter if she was to disgrace his reputation, if she was to disgrace the Combs Foundation. Certain cultures feel like it is honor in taking the woman out of here. Okay, so if he had that type of culture, that mentality, and he's grooming his kids to have that same type of mentality and culture, and don't get it twisted, people can pick and choose different parts to shape their own culture. They can take a little bit from Christians. They can take a little bit from Muslim. They can take a little bit from modern. They can take a little bit from over there in the Middle East, and they can make their own goddamn cocktail. Okay, and they can push. This is my mindset, and most people do it anyway. They just don't realize they do it. So D, are you there? What's your response to that? D?
I think that when it comes down to why did she speak up and why she got that kind of money, and would it been the same? A lot of us get around certain folks that want us to think everything is black and white. I think that he didn't get comfortable with her. I think that she must have been around other folks that felt sorry for her and say, here's the videos, here's the
You say, who are you referring to?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
When you say she, who are you?
Oh, Cassidy. Ain't that the name? I'm sorry.
Cassie. So you're saying, what about Cassie?
I think that it wasn't that Diddy was comfortable around her. It was that those paid prostitute males that was like what pimps really, but they whatever was going or whatever they called it, whatever. I think they felt sorry. Some of those guys must have felt sorry for her. And one day this was like, here's the pictures, here's the video. Go ahead. We support you now because he's gonna keep on doing what he's doing. And we don't know. It's too many people that seem like because they cross him like hi, hello, good morning, they're not here. And it just kind of seems a little funny that if you're not like contributing to his billions, like you expendable. And I don't know.
Did you hear what I said about Kim Porter and the culture that his mindset is, and how certain you know, cultures in the Middle East, they have this thing where they call honor killing or
But there
something.
ain't no honor with Diddy. He's just a nut. He's just a big old black fucking nut. I mean, whatever he says a word salad.
Let's
He's
not
just full
cuss.
of shit. He's full of shit.
I said let's not cuss, D. What
Oh,
part?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was looking at the picture of him, and I guess the TV was talking back. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think honor and killing is I don't think it's right at all, but I cannot stop that this is the mindset of a lot of people. And when you think, like, even in the black culture, they will take you out of here if you reject them, right? Have you heard about that? And
But
they
I think that's all cultures have some nut in them that want to prove a point. If we tell the truth, all cultures, all and everything has a nut that's doing the mostest in so many words.
So what's the hardest thing to face in life? The hardest thing to face in life is the
embarrassing.
truth. The truth. Like, you want to run from the truth because nobody wants to be exposed for their flaws. You know, so if you expose someone for their flaws, and that person that they're exposed, they can do two things. They can say, "Thank you. I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to get better as a person. Will you help me?" And there's other people who say, "You know what? Nah," and they go ham on you. But when you said that about, you know, the honor cake, the honor Kayans,
Yeah, the iron can. That's a great way to put it.
yeah, that is very true, and it does happen. And it's a very backwards religion because I'm a Christian, I'm a diehard Christian. I was baptized Catholic, but I converted to Christianity. And but I have a very, very, very good friend who's a Muslim, and we always talk all the time. We talk about religion. We talk and you just have a conversation. But he's not Sharia. He's not like, they're not. But there are Muslims that are not looking to hurt anybody. But there are Muslims that are looking to harm people because of their twisted thinking. But in some countries, if a woman gets raped, she's killed.
Yeah, she has to go because that would be shame on their family.
Exactly. And that's disgusting. You should embrace that woman. You should help that woman. You should shelter her from harm, But it is what it is. This is what
America. It happens in America where I would say this. Say, for instance, if you have a group of boys in college, they raped a girl and they fear that she's going to tell. You have reports that they will take her out of here because they don't want to get in trouble because they have the scholarship or they're doing X, Y, and Z. And a lot of people will take you out of here because of shame. They don't want to be shamed because you're going to say something. And I know it's not honor and care. It's not honor and can. That's what not they call it in America. But to me, I guess what they have in common, the honor and can in different countries, and that is they all are afraid of to be shamed. Would you say that's right? When it comes to people in the middle, they are afraid to be shamed. And when it comes to these guys taking the girls out, if they are them or if they do something, they are afraid to be shamed. So it's this thing of they rather take you out of here versus to be shamed.
It's masculinity. So they have to always portray a masculinity. And when they're doing that, to me, this is just me, my opinion, they're hiding their homosexuality. In other words, if you're degrading a woman, you hate women. I love women. I love women. Like, I'm telling you, I go anywhere I go. I can go to the dollar store. I can go to Walmart. I can go anywhere. When I'm around women, they never get creeped out by me. They never feel like a strange vibe for me because I have love for them. Like, I'm not like a weirdo. I'm just trying to say, but some guys are weirdos and some guys are very dominant over women. When I'm in a relationship, sisters, I want a woman to have half the say in what we're living. A man gives half, a woman gives half.
Got it.
That's a
Oh,
relationship. That's a relationship. But these Middle Eastern countries, or even in America, men try to dominate, try to over dominate women, and wonder why they can't get one. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, now you say the guys that do it, because I was using examples, the college guys, because it happened
Mhm.
with college girls often.
Mhm.
You say you feel like they're gay, and like the guys that, I don't know if you ever heard, but like they go after prostitutes,
Sure.
and take prostitutes out of here, and then they use like a religion excuse. You know, they're very Christian, but they take these girls out of here after they get finished using them. But you say they're just gay.
I think a man who completely degrades women 24/7 is fighting his own sexuality. In other words, he hates women for a reason. A woman is who brought you into the world. A woman is creation. Now, are there bad women? Yeah, there are some a-hole women out there. I met quite a few. But to hate all women means you're fighting your own sexuality. That's just what I think.
It's a lot of gay men out here then, because when you
That's it.
listen to the rap music, it's all degrading women 24/7.
And I don't kiss like so if I met you in person, right? I wouldn't kiss your butt. I would say, "Hey, how are you?" I would protect you. If someone was to bother you, I would step in as a man and I would say, step away from my friend. But I'm not going to be like, bowing down. I'm not a
Yeah, but
I hate to say this.
that's not the culture that we live in. I know, for just
Yeah.
like me, I'm sure you were around when it
Mhm.
was a case about this black girl. She got hit with a brick. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, black men in our community, they said they're not protecting black women. D, were you around? Did you see that? They said she
I thought that the side of her face looked like she had an infection or like some kind of allergic
that
reaction.
part, D. I'm not talking about that part, D. I'm talking about the part where they didn't even know what had happened, but they said that they're not protecting women,
Yeah.
because she had on the video, all these black men are here and they didn't protect me. And this is before people knew anything. And it was another case in Chicago where a guy took out this girl at a restaurant, and her son saved her and blasted him on out of here.
Yeah, I saw that where he knocked the guy out at, it's like a chicken counter or something like that. He just knocked the guy out. I know exactly what you're talking
He
about.
knocked
Exactly.
he knocked,
Yeah.
you mean knocked the girl out? That was the girl out, Jeremy. I believe it, Jeremy Brown.
Yeah.
Jeremy Brown knocked that girl out, and that's when her son protected his mom and took her out.
Exactly.
But it was
Exactly.
a lot of pushback in the community, and they felt that the son should not have done it, and they were calling the black mom wrong for allowing her son to protect. So it's interesting, different people points of view about it. But I do want to get back to the topic, because I know we drifted off a little bit, and
Sure. No,
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Franca. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes. What are your thoughts about Diddy, Cassie, and this whole Christian Combs situation?
I think that honestly is a very complicated situation that Diddy is in right now. I mean, 50 Cent exposed him a lot of time on Instagram, but people took it as a joke, and now a lot of things that is going on is severely coming like is it true out there. So I don't know if he, because I believe as some conspiracy theory too, like when we talk about Illuminati or some stuff like that, they're trying to take him out. I've heard about that too. I don't know if you believe in those things, but hey, I think he's in a, plus the Cassie situation too. Yes, about the freak off that y'all mentioned it earlier. So yeah, I think he's in trouble for sure.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for calling in and weighing in. Mike, did you have any thoughts about that?
The whole thing is that, yeah, it's very simple. The whole thing is that there's going to be a lot of things. So it's very early into what's going on. So there's a lot of speculation, right? So we don't know exactly what's going to happen, what's true, what's false. So we just have to sit back and monitor what's going on. But I can tell you this: I can feel evil coming from Diddy. There's some manipulation. Maybe that's the best way to say it. And I think
Always
that we're going to
manipulate.
go ahead.
No, you're right. He always going to manipulate. I mean, that's how he
Yeah.
got to the top. Mike, do you honestly think that Diddy is just going to stop being Diddy? I think that Diddy feels like this is a challenge, Mike. Diddy sees this as a damn challenge. And he feels that when he get finished and he's going to overcome this, y'all really can't tell him what to do. What did he say, Mike? Y'all can't hold me down. No. I got to keep on moving. Listen.
I in life I've met I've met a lot of manipulators. I mean, in my life, when I was younger, and they would manipulate you, like job wise, not anything like S word, but like job wise, they would try to get you to work harder, and they would cut your pay, and they would try to make you, make them richer, and that's what a boss does. A boss tries to maximize profits, but he did it in a S word way, and that's why he's in trouble. Go ahead.
Well, he's always wearing that Christian chain, Mike. I know you're a Christian, Mike. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it should burn his chest because he's not a Christian. I mean, he's definitely evil. He should not be worthy to wear a cross, but people wear a cross to appear to be holier than thou. I wear a cross because I will die for Jesus. I will, D word for Jesus. But the thing is that, a lot of people will wear a cross and they'll be evil. They'll be evil people. It's a diversion. It's a diversion measure. And just like him adopting the kid, that kid and stuff like that, and he's trying to put the focus away from himself, his evil. He's trying to divert you from thinking about what he really is. And like I said, we don't know this to be true because he's not convicted yet. But I do believe that he's going to go down. That's what I believe.
He's got to go down. He got to go down. We have gotten too far for him not to go down. It's just a matter of time. And I'm sure he's so paranoid. He want to come out, like you said. He perpetrates himself with that Jesus cross. How could he wear the Jesus cross doing the horrible, sinful things that he have done? I would think he would have some type of respect and take the Christian cross off when he's doing his diabolical shit, but he does not. And none of them do. They all wear that cross, okay?
So it's basically him stabbing, the Christian faith in the face. It's basically him mocking God. So Diddy mocks God. Who mocks God? Satan.
Mm-hmm.
That's who mocks God. And Diddy, look at his eyes, look at his face. Does that look like a Christian to you? That looks like an evil person. Looks like someone possessed with an evil entity inside them. And Diddy, like I said,
for me, I don't judge Christians based on their looks. I was not raised to be that
look
way.
At his eyes. Look at that eye. Look at those eyes. That is.
I was raised to judge people based on their walk, and your walk and your talk would tell it all. Okay. So it's all about your walk, and he doesn't walk like no Christian. He don't talk like no Christian.
Doesn't.
When it comes to the flesh, I was taught not to judge people by the flesh. He could have something wrong with his eyes. I don't know. He can be cockeyed. Shit.
No.
Shit, I think all cockeyed people was evil. Shit. If I'm judging by the flesh alone, so I understand that, where I was raised, that, from that standpoint, flesh can be deceiving. Sure. You can see somebody, they can look like an angel, but you have to judge them by the fruit that they bear. So I know that Diddy, his fruit is very dark, and everybody has left bitter with a nasty taste in their mouth. So you already know, don't go there. But I try not to get into the looks of the fleshies of it by judging person based on the good or bad. But I do sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, Mike. Now, when it comes to if I'm at a gas station, I see a whole bunch of hoodlums, hood rats. I'm gonna judge by the flesh, and I'm not going that way, okay?
It's
Because
it's it's the funniest thing, sis. It's the funniest thing. If I anywhere that I'm at, like I'm a very nice, approachable person. Like I have a very good energy, but people always get nervous around me. But the people that get nervous around me, they're people that are nefarious. So keep fighting the good fight. Keep being a good woman, good man, whoever's listening. But people, they get nervous around people that are positive, like the positive and the negative. They it clashes. But for me, Diddy just seems very shady. He just seems like he's very evil. And that's just my opinion by looking at his eyes, not his face, not his color, not because he's African American, just his eyes. The eyes are the key to the soul. And everybody has said that all the time. If you have very bright eyes, if you have kind eyes, you look at somebody in their face, right? And they look at you and they smile, or their eyes are comforting to you. But he always looks like he's very ominous, if that makes sense to you.
mm, possibly, I've never saw Diddy in life before, and I never paid attention to his eyes. So maybe you got a special gift, but I don't
So,
pay Diddy really no mind. I don't look at him or look at his pictures and nothing like that. So I
so
don't.
yeah. So if you go to the police, like if the police come, a police come and they interrogate you, they're going to look at two things. They're going to look at your eyes and look at your hands. So if your hands are moving or your eyes are you can't engage, it's guilt. And to me, he just seems guilty. That's all I'm trying to say, sis. That's all I'm trying to say. He just seems to me like he's guilty. That's
You're
all.
definitely probably right.
Yeah.
And I think he is guilty because I think he's done all that stuff that they say he have done and more. And I think that we would never know the full scope of it, the full truth. All we get in the bits and parts, but the bits and parts is enough to put his behind away. But unfortunately, it is a very tangled mess because they said that he is an informant. He does work with the people in the law department. So we would just have to stay involved. And I know it seems like, do it seem like every day something new pops up, or is it just me?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not just you. So I don't have any. I don't have any connections to Homeland Security, but I do have a friend that does work in the government, and I would like to know if he is turning state's evidence, or basically trying to get out of charges. Even if he turns state's evidence, sis, if he turns, in other words, if he comes out and he spills the beans on other people, he's still going to see some time. It may not be a lot of time. Might be like 5-10 years, but that's a lot of time. But I mean, the stuff he's accused of, he's looking at 20 to 30 years. That's what he's looking at. I mean, look at R. Kelly. R. Kelly, what did he get, like 20 years? I mean, like it's just like he's looking at that same kind of time. And he's older. He's my age. I mean, he's what? I think he's 50 or something like that, or more, older than me, 50 something, 54. 20 years in prison, you're going to pass away in prison. You're not going to come out all, invigorated. But the thing is that once again, he's going to get what he deserves. Now, if he's innocent, if he's innocent, then he'll be proven to be innocent. But there's too many people. There's too many people coming out saying that he's not. And there's so much evidence. Once again, sis, I told you this the other night. The HSI is not going to raid your 3 houses unless they have concrete evidence on something that went wrong. They can't. Because let me tell you this. If a government agent kicked in my door, right, and arrested me and did all this stuff and took me to jail and had no evidence, I can sue the living crap out of them. So they have to make sure that they have the evidence in place before they do the raid. Go ahead.
I think you're absolutely right. And if Diddy, if he does not go to jail, he's still guilty. He cannot escape away from guilty. And if he does not get what he deserves on planet Earth, he's going to get what he deserves when he leaves this plane. I definitely feel like he is going to get what he deserves here, and we all going to see it. And he's going to be made an example. Okay. And I think that it's just about time. And people say, well, he should run away. But he is so arrogant. He really possibly feel that he can escape his way out of this. And this is what I do here, Mike. And it's very sad that I have to announce this. I don't have to announce it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. They are saying the guy that is doing this lawsuit, you know, the lawyer guy, right? That is helping Little Rod out. They are looking to disbar him. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
And that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Tell us
So Pete, so Puff Daddy has very powerful friends, and I'm this is gonna get me in a lot of trouble. It's gonna be white people, and it's gonna be people of the J race, and because they control the music industry, and there's gonna be things coming out now. They're also looking into Clyde Davis now, so there's going to be a lot of investigations on what's going on. But yes, I did hear about that. I think that Diddy is very talented. I think he's a music mogul, but I think that he fell into all that perversion. So if you come from nothing and now you have everything, and you've never had a real education, never had a real family figure in your life, you're going to fall into all the things people are testing you with. The devil always tests you with money or perversion. And I think P. Diddy fell into that perversion aspect. And yes, I did hear about it. And it's very sad. But
he said that they looking to disbar him because of the lawsuit. They said in the lawsuit that he have against Diddy, it was some lies in there. Did you hear about that?
Yes. And it's
talk about that a little bit so you can go in detail so they know what you're talking about and they know I'm not just making stuff up.
No, you're not. It's all circumstantial. So they're going to have to prove everything. They're going to have to prove if I have a lawsuit and I have false information, I'm going to have to prove it. So it's going to take a long time. This is not going to be like, in other words, what I'm trying to say is Diddy's not going to go to jail next month. It's going to take a while, for all this stuff to come about, to figure out and break it apart. It's going to be massive amount of, court time. And I read an article today, and Diddy is a very wealthy man, but he has a lot of debt. He has a lot of debt, because he's the typical rapper, as in, I want to buy 15 houses, I want to buy 25 cars, but you have debt on that. And if the bank closes your card or closes your account, now you have a massive debt. So that's how it works.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Do you think Little Rod lawyer is an honest guy of integrity?
I don't think any lawyer has integrity. I think every lawyer is just trying to get as much money as they can. Literally, to be a lawyer, you have to be someone who will be gully as hell. Now, there's a couple lawyers I've met in my life that were very honest, but they were never successful because they were honest people. To be a lawyer of a high-profile person usually means you're in it for the money only. But when Little Rod,
do you think
I believe
this person of integrity?
I believe everything they're saying. I believe that there are going to be people coming out of the woodwork. All right, so we're looking at the case, right? So we have a bunch of people coming out, talking about this is what happened. This is what happened. I think you're going to see another 100 people come out and talk about it. Like this happened to me. This happened to me, because this is the way it works. It's simple. It's very, very simple. when you're a victim of something, either it's sexual or the degradation, you're afraid to be the first one to come out. I told you this the other night. You're afraid to come out and be the shining star, as we would say. But once one person comes out, it emboldens everyone else to say, all right, you know what? This happened to me. This happened to me. They're not lying. They were afraid to be the first person to come out, because then it's crazy. I can't explain it to you. It's just like people that are abused, they'll never tell it because they're afraid to tell it. They're afraid. But if someone comes out and says, like the Me Too movement, one person comes out and says, this is what happened to me, all these other people will come out because they feel that other person's strength to tell their story. What do y'all think?
I think that you're right. It's a domino effect. One person speak out, they see that as inspiration, and it motivates other people to feel like, yeah, you did it and you inspired me, so I want to speak out too. I do agree with you, but I want to go back into the lawyer situation to figure out how this works. So Little Rod lawyer, do you know his name?
I do not.
Okay, well, I forgot his name too, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But his lawyer, if he have some lies in that lawsuit, what will happen? If he had just one lie in a lawsuit, would it all get thrown out?
That's a slippery slope, because you can do false accusations in a lawsuit, but if you're sworn, you can't lie. So it's a strange thing. I mean, and then if you're confronted by a judge, you can say, well, I was mistaken. I didn't, that my memory, I mistook what I said. But if you're in front of a judge and you're sworn, then you have to tell the truth. But if you do a lawsuit and maybe your information was exactly correct, then it could be miscued. But no, if it's proven that what he put in a lawsuit is not true, it's completely dismissed. It's gone. It's gone.
Do you worry about that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know.
Because it's a lot in that lawsuit.
Yeah. And what if they're lying on purpose to get it thrown out?
You talking about Little Rod?
Yeah.
Why would he lie on purpose?
Maybe he's being paid.
By who?
By Diddy.
So Little Rod is being paid by Diddy?
No, you don't know. I'm saying, what if?
Then why would
like
Diddy do all this trouble?
Okay, so let me ask you this. You hit me in your car, right? And I break my leg or whatever. We go to court. And then, whatever. And you contact me through Gully Line. You say, look, I'll give you a couple $100,000, just to, and then you're going to do it, because there are things that happen in the court system that don't make sense, but people are paid off. People will, we used to call it kamikaze. People would kamikaze their own cases because they were being paid on the low. No, I'm not saying this is happening in this case. It's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying, but it is possible that somebody in his camp, we call it a camp, somebody in Diddy's camp will reach out and say, look, mess up the case, we'll hook you up. I'm just saying that can happen. It happens.
Right.
Just like Shine. Shine never shot him, never shot the person. The other person shot the person. But Shine took the rap because he was convinced he was going to be hooked up, and he never got hooked up.
If Little Rod is working with Diddy, where does that leave Cassie?
Cassie's an innocent. She's just caught in the middle. She doesn't know what's going on. And that's the whole thing with Cassie, is Cassie basically needs to, she's already distanced herself. And Cassie is protected. Like I told you earlier tonight, she's protected. No one's going to be able to get to her. But I don't know if she wants to she's got all that money now. She's got a massive lawsuit, right? So I don't think she's going to want to go to court. I think she's going to take the money, get her counseling.
She already took the money, right, Mike? She already got it.
She's got the money. But I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that I don't think that she wants to go any further. I think she wants to wash her hands. This is my opinion. Because she's a very innocent, beautiful young lady. I think she wants to wash her hands of this whole situation and go on with her life. That's just
true. But Mike, they came out TMZ yesterday and they said Cassie is behind this all. Cassie is working with Little Rod lawyer. That's what TMZ reported.
But you can't believe TMZ. TMZ is how do I say this? They're just looking for clicks and views. So you cannot take anything that they say seriously because it's all just hearsay. It's all hearsay. If you're asking my opinion based off of energy, people's energy, right? Because energy is everything, sis. I think Cassie, she got her money. She's set for life. She's set for life. 3 lifetimes. And I think that she wants to distance herself from this. And I think she wants to walk away and heal herself and be a better person. And Cassie, God bless you. That's just what I'm reading. I don't think she's vindictive. I don't think she wants to duke it out. Because let me tell you something. If you're damaged, sis, if you're damaged, right? What do you want to do? Do you want to heal or do you want to keep fighting and keep that?
I don't want to be on TV. I don't want to be in the news. I want to just live my life and forget about it. But
there you go.
But they are saying this. TMZ says Cassie has been talking to the feds. That is the cause they raid his house because of Cassie. That's what TMZ reports.
I don't believe that. I don't think that she snitched on him. But I mean, I could also be wrong. I mean, this is all hearsay. We don't know what the truth is yet. This is so early in what's going on. We don't know truth from lying. But all I can tell you is this. This is what I can tell you, sis. I believe Cassie is a pure soul. I think she's a beautiful person, inside and out. And I think that she wants to distance herself from this entire situation. She got paid, and she got paid because they wanted to pay her off. Now, she did sign an NDA, but there's a loophole in it where she can talk. But I think in her own mental health, I think she wants to distance herself from this horrible situation. I think she just wants to heal. And I think with her age and the money she has now, she's financially secure. She's a beautiful young lady. And I think that she'll be able to heal from this with the right counseling. I think she'll be able to get away from this negativity. But I don't think she wants to be drugged through the mud. You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to go on. This crap is going to go on for like a year or more. I don't think she wants to be involved. I just don't. I don't think she wants to go to. You understand? All right. So if you are accusing somebody of something so horrific and the government's involved, you're going to get subpoenaed 50 times in a year. She doesn't want to deal with that. She doesn't want to deal with that stuff. She just wants to move on with her life. That's just what I believe. You tell me what you believe.
I believe so. Why would you want to see Diddy again? I don't want to ever see his face. I don't want to ever see his voice. I don't want to be subjected to that. But people did say yesterday that she have so many criminal, I guess, stuff in that lawsuit that they can subpoena her because of the crimes that she put in that lawsuit. Is that true?
It's possible. If I was her, I would take that money. Now, him paying that money shows he's guilty. Why would you give somebody $30 million if you did nothing wrong? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that. We're not talking about 10 grand. We're talking about $30 million. So, and he had her sign an NDA, but there was a loophole in it. But what I believe in my heart, she's going to distance herself from him. I don't think she doesn't. If you ask me, says she doesn't seem vindictive. You know what I'm saying? Some women, they want to scrap. You know what I'm saying? They want to scrap. They want to go at you. She doesn't seem like that to me. She just wants to get away from this guy. She wants to separate herself. She wants to move on with her life. And I hope she does because she's a beautiful. Yeah. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. She could have went on Tasha K's show. Okay. Yeah. She could have did the club Shay Shay. She has so many options on the board, but she have yet to done any of them. She could have talked to Oprah.
but she has mad class. In other words, she has a mindset. Her mindset is like mine, right? It's just like mine. And I read her when I was looking at her eyes. She got done wrong. She got done dirty. So what? So you have two options. You have the option to go ham, you know, and just go crazy on somebody, or you have the option to just walk away and heal yourself. And I think that she's the kind of person in her heart that she wants to heal herself. And I believe that she was manipulated, that she was trafficked, as in her mind. And I believe that she was coaxed into doing nasty things, but it was never her first intention. In other words, she didn't intend to do these things. She was
Right.
talked into it. She was talked into it. She was coerced, is the best way to say it. So I just think that she's a good person. And I think that I believe that she should move on with her life. I believe that she should separate herself and not get dragged into a year worth of court dates, because it's going to keep. All right, when you're hurt, you get help, right? And you heal yourself. When you have to go 50 times and keep talking about the same pain you went through, it's going to continue to torture you. You have to separate yourself from that pain. Go ahead, ladies.
Mm-hmm. Now, after Cassie, then it came Little Rod. So Little Rod, he wants the same payout, correct?
Yeah. He wants money. He wants money.
Got it. And the Little Rod and Cassie, both of their lawsuits are they going to combine them together, or are they just going to stay separate? How
No,
does
they're
that?
simple.
Because it seems like, why do I hear and why does it feel like they're combining them together?
No, it's completely separate. So she's already been paid. She already has her money. It's completely separate. She has her settlement. So it's a settlement. So a lawsuit is a lawsuit. So I'm suing you for this money. But if you settle, then that lawsuit is done. It's not conglomerate with another lawsuit. It's just completely separate. So if he sues him, it's a different lawsuit. Now, if you come in and you have multiple people on the same lawsuit, then they have to split, the settlement. They have to split it, because let's say you have three people and or whatever, and you get 30 million. You got each person has to get it, and then the lawyer is going to take 30%. I would love to be that lawyer getting 30 million. You know, the lawyer gets 30%. Holy crap! The lawyer got like fucking $6 million. Yeah, I mean, that lawyer is set for life. But the thing is that you can do a joint lawsuit where you have multiple people that are suing one person. But no, Cassie's was just on her own. Now he's trying to jump on, but no, he has to have his own separate lawsuit. And I don't think he's able to prove what he's saying. No, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but Cassie had concrete evidence. Cassie had concrete evidence. Why do you think a man would give you $30 million in one day? Because he knows he's dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows he's caught. He's caught. He's done. But I do think that she's going to take the money. And Cassie, God bless you. Live a better life. Get some help. And just move on. Just move on. You understand well, after court costs and lawyer fees, you imagine just getting $20 million in your bank account? I mean, that's just like unbelievable. You can do anything you want. Anything. So that's my advice to her. She would move on from it. But no, Diddy, I don't think she's going to come after him because of the lawsuit. I don't think she has the mental capacity to attack him back, because she's broke. Okay, sis, she's broken right now. She's broken, right? So she needs time to rebuild herself. And I don't think that she wants to be drugged to the court for a year. Go ahead.
Yeah. Somebody said in the comment section, the kid from Empire, I don't know what kid you're referring to, is suing Diddy and Will. Did you hear anything about that?
I have not heard that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not heard that.
Well, I guess I thank you so much, Mike. You're such a great voice to this channel. We really appreciate you. Any closing remarks? I think I'm going to end it earlier today. Any closing remarks about his son? I know we started off with his son. Will he go to prison?
It depends on what evidence they have on him. It depends. You know, it's so early. It's so early in the investigation that we don't know what's true and what's false. But just the look on his face, like in other words, when they were arresting him, sis, he was kissing his girlfriend and laughing. That's
Yeah.
not something to laugh at. So if a federal agent is putting you in handcuffs, you don't laugh. That's not funny. In other words, it shows their arrogance. Now, what does arrogance do? Arrogance shows guilt. So if you come at me, so sis, if you came at me, right, and you like if me or you put someone in handcuffs, and you're like, why are you doing this? You know, like, oh my gosh, you know, and you're all flustered, right? It shows that you don't know what's going on. You'd have no knowledge of what's going on. For him to be kissing his girlfriend and laughing while they're handcuffing him shows me his guilt. He knows exactly what's going on. Does that make sense to you?
That makes sense. I mean, who would laugh at a time like this when your family is being attacked and you don't know what's going on? What's so funny about that? When you have
Every
guns drawn around, and I know that his brother mom is trying to make a case where the cops were being so aggressive. But how can you make that case when the boys were laughing about it?
Well, the problem is sis. The problem is why HSI was so aggressive. Is the only reason why why they came in, you know, hot is because they have armed security. That's why. That's the only reason why. It wasn't like they're trying to come in there and, you know, because if you don't, if you know someone doesn't have a bunch of bodyguards with guns, you're gonna walk in. Hey man, you know, we got a warrant for you. Turn around, handcuff you. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you know that someone has like 50 or not 50, I'll probably say like 10 to 15 armed security guards, you don't know what's going to pop off. So you have to come in hot. I'm just telling you, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. So, you know, they had a lot of armed security there. So that's why they had to come in that way. It wasn't because they were African American. It wasn't, that had nothing to do with it. It was because they had to be careful that someone might pull up a something, and, you know, and so that's what it was. You know, anybody that's high profile like that, like Diddy or anybody like that, they're going to have armed security. You know, so if officers come in, you got one guard that's going to basically pull up. They have to be careful. That's all. Go ahead.
They have to protect themselves. Shit. If
That's
I
it.
walk
That's all.
into a
That's
house
all it is.
in the hood, I'm gonna have armed protection. I
So
wouldn't.
if I came to your home right now, like let's say I came to your home to serve a warrant. I'm just giving an example, and I know that you're not, you know, multi billionaire, you know, and you don't have like 15 armed security guards around your house. I'm gonna knock on your door, you know, I'm gonna tell you to come out, you know, and I'm gonna be very polite. But why they came in so hot, everybody listening, why they came in so hot is because there was a threat of maybe somebody, you know, doing something. That's all. That's all it was. It wasn't like putting them down, but everybody wants to take it to, oh, it's a race thing. It had nothing to do with race. If they were a bunch of, let me tell you something, white supremacists, right? If you do a raid on a white supremacist with, you know, compound, they're gonna come in the same way hot, you know, because they have to protect themselves. It's got nothing to do with race. So everybody listening, let's stop the race game. Let's just say that officers have to protect themselves. That's all. If somebody, they know somebody has guns on site, they're going to come in that way. They're not going to hurt. Nobody was hurt. Sis, nobody was hurt.
Nobody hurt.
Nobody. But they came in hot. I mean, they did all three locations at the same time. It was crazy. I was like, yo. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were just following protocol. They had to protect themselves, and
Yeah.
Diddy is a very dangerous person. Diddy have multiple bodies, so why wouldn't they? He is a thug. He is a criminal, so I don't see any issues with that. This girl that is a staffer. What were your thoughts about that? I don't think I ever heard your thoughts about the staffer that is
Staffer.
coming out about Christian Combs
Well, the staffer has a recording, right? Has a recording of what happened.
Yeah, they said Little Rod recorded it for her.
Yeah, there's a recording. So, like once again, like we said earlier, like father, like son. But I mean, you have a recording now with AI and everything. A recording can be altered. So, what they're going to do is HSI is going to do is they're going to authenticate the recording. In other words, it's not altered at all. And then they're going to interview the person that's saying this, and they may even give her. So now, a lie detector test is not admissible in court, but they can go ahead and they can authenticate the recording, and then they can take her and they can give her a lie detector just to see if she's being honest. It's not going to be in court, but they can see if she's being truthful. And if she's being truthful, then they're going to go after him. They're going to go straight after him. If you want my opinion, under God, my opinion, he looks guilty. I think his father corrupted him into being a horrible man, just like Diddy is. That's just what I think. I could be wrong. If it comes out that I was wrong, if it comes out, I will say to everyone in the world, I apologize. I was completely wrong. But the feeling I get, is this, it just, I don't know. It's like an ominous feeling.
Well,
An
I think
ominous,
right
but
because he looks up to his father. He wants to be him.
yeah,
He has no shock, embarrassment, like, oh my God, Father, is it true that they're saying these things about you? Because you do have some kids and that are grown or young, but if this was to come out to about their parents, they would distance themselves and they will feel
yeah.
disgraced. And you do have kids that will hold their parents accountable. But when it comes to him, it's almost like he's laughing with his father, especially when he put the post out of him kissing and laughing and just he's protecting his father. He's along with the ride. They are two pair together. So of course he don't see anything wrong with what his father is doing because he is a part of that type of thinking as well. And when it comes to this staffer, so many people are saying we need to hear the audio. What do you think about that? Do you think the public has a right to hear the audio? Do you think it's none of the public's business as long as she file and do it the right way? What are your thoughts about the public demands to hear the audio clips?
Why not? I mean, if it's public knowledge, why not hear it? I mean, you can go to the library and read every book you want. I mean, online, people are always exposing each other's, thoughts and views. But no, I believe I no. Well, it's probably sealed right now because they're investigating. So when you have an investigation, they can't expose everything because they're still going through it. They're still going through and putting the pieces together. So an investigation. So let me give you an example. The whole thing, this investigation is like a puzzle, right? It's a puzzle, and they're putting the pieces together. They're finding the pieces, and they're putting them together. When they're done, they're going to have the puzzle, which basically means they're going to have the whole story. But do I think people need to hear it? Yes. But the problem is they have to finish the investigation before they release all this other information, and it's frustrating. So you're watching something online, right? And you want to know the truth. You want to know, tell me now. But they can't tell you. They, as in law enforcement, can't tell you because they're still working on all the particulars, if that makes sense to you. They're trying to put all
And
the pieces together
I
because
just
the what?
no, I just disagree. I don't think that she will want that recording to be for public. And I'm just thinking about for the staffer or the victim that's going through this. Maybe some victims want their video recorded now, but if I was a victim, I don't want that out there. I don't want to relive that for the rest of my life. I don't want it to be attached to me for the
Yeah.
rest of my life. I just want to get my justice and move on, but I don't want to be torn down and make fun of and people doing comedy about me screaming. And I
And
think
that's a good
that's what's going to happen.
and that's a good point. So sis, that's a good point. So there's two different kinds of people. People that want vengeance or people that want to walk away. That's what we were talking about earlier about like, taking the money and leaving. So you're exactly right. Some people want vengeance. Some people want to go after the jugular. Some people want to fight. And some people just want to step away and just be like, you know what? This is what happened. I'm out of here. So you're exactly right. There's people that there's different kinds of victims, you know, and I've worked with victims that were just like, look, I'm going to go after this person for the rest of my life. And I've had victims that were like, look, I want to just be left alone. Just leave me alone. Don't call me. Just leave me alone. So people grieve. People grieve different ways. So we'll see what happens. But I think he's guilty as hell. I do. That's just my opinion. I just think he's guilty. And then, but the truth will always come out, you know. And like I said to you earlier, I know I say this all the time. You reap what you sow. In other words, your actions are always going to come back at you later on. It may take a few years, but your actions are going to come back at you. But, you know, I love coming up here and talking to you. You have a great panel. I guess the young lady in the middle stopped talking. I was hoping to hear her opinion.
Miss D, I think she's still there. She was just coming up here to help me out. She felt I was up here alone because, you know,
So I'm still here.
Break.
I wanted to say
felt bad for me
that P. Diddy or whatever is stick and carrot is what he does, and he's a scammer, and that's just what he's been doing all his life. And I think once people find out, it depends on how close they are. We may not, whatever blank, you know, you could fill in the blank. And I think that no one understands why people are just like suing him versus opening up criminal cases against him, or no one knows what's going on because the man is sick. There's no telling what he'll do. And then his kids, unfortunately, they may be on his side. Unfortunately, they may be too young to understand what's really going to happen, that you have to work hard and like get a fucking job, like like let's go down here to Home Depot, get this application together. I'm tired of people who just you know, this job shaming and stuff like that. You have to have this luxury living. Could you imagine whipping a car in this mansion, but it's in your baby name? What's all this stuff going on? I mean, you supposed to be all this and all that. When it comes down to Cassie, I think she may have been, you know, whipped up from somewhere where it was worse, and she came, maybe she was over here and it's like better, but she has to maybe overlook because she don't want to be on Skid Row herself. And so even though she's no prima donna, because for all we know, she might have also was like a young Miami. We don't know why is it that he's treating this woman differently than this woman. And so maybe it was the energy that these women gave and what they was willing to put up with when it came to him. And so maybe there is somewhat of a manipulation from the trauma, because he's been doing it probably all his life to his mom. I mean, who knows? But she also, to be around him, had to have, everybody around him knew he was scamming. It seems like. And it looks like Diddy was inviting people over and video recording them. And so everybody you hear a little dirt on, like J-Lo, for all we know, he's like blackmailing her to where it's like she knows she did it because she didn't want to be on Skid Row. But how he put the tape out there where it just implicate certain people is probably because he's, you know, just a really dirty individual.
Yeah. So you seem to me like you could read people. Like you have a good, like I have a gift from God. I can read people. I can read people's energy, right? And that's not like, it's psychic in a way, but I mean, it's just basically reading someone's actions and their physical attributes and stuff like that, like how the way they move, how the way
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
speak.
I think Diddy beats on people to keep them around him, and he's
Yeah,
supposed to be such a good businessman, but he's just hands. He
that's
might
it.
just be pure from the streets, and he's just a little polished, and he's gonna do his thing. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
too many people was looking away.
I
And
just
I
I think
think Gene and all of them, they all ALL. That's why no one is really speaking up. We commend Cassie because you need something. But to be around a man like that, you have to be ignorant. You have to
yeah,
have no morals. Anybody connected to him, Jay-Z, Rihanna, all of them need to be over there shaking hands with Keith Murray. We need to be interviewing them with Keith Murray in them because they should be ashamed of themselves. What good is it to gain all of this and you burn every bridge every time?
yeah. I think Diddy's a master manipulator. I think he manipulates people, and there's a lot of that. That's the narcissism. It's a narcissistic sociopath. In other words, a narcissist basically is just someone who thinks that they're flyer than everybody. Like I'm the most handsome guy in the world. I'm the narcissist. Look at me. You know what I'm saying? But a narcissist sociopath manipulates people, and I think that's what he is. But you're exactly right. You made a lot of good points, and
Because the only reason why I get a little upset or a little tense is because I grew up during the 90s or whatever. So we all knew that hip hop, well, rap wasn't going to be shit. Excuse my French, I'm sorry.
Language, please.
So, but we never knew because nobody knows the future. But we was figuring, hey, just rapping about women in the shell of a business in so many words where it doesn't seem like it's like producing a family or helping the community. Once you do get your money, looks like because you never knew how to read and write and or whatever, that it doesn't look like you're going to stop doing whatever you knew how to do. And that's something that's very bad. And so, they can buy this degree or whatever and make themselves whitewashed to where people think, oh, because they have a name and they have some zeros behind that, whatever that, that means something. But I think too many people have passed. I think I could see Diddy being connected to Shaquilla Robinson and how that happened, as well as Zeus and the Rock Nation with them kids that passed at that concert. And every concert after this is just real raggedy, especially if it's including rap, because it's this rap is producing a community or like a subculture where people are doing very bad things for $1 and then want to smile in your face and say, why you not buying my record? And like they want to come in your house and get it almost. It's just something don't seem right with this rap vibe or whatever. It's just, it ain't no good no more.
All
And
right.
I think that's why, because Diddy knew what he was doing and he could have had stirred people down the right path. But instead, with all this money, the last thing Diddy can be is a decent human being. And that's a shame. It's a shame.
All right.
it's
Hold on, Mike. We have another caller. How you
I'm
doing?
sorry, Gigi. Don't let me.
No, you
I'm
good.
sorry, but real quick, what you just said was perfectly said. That's all I wanted to say.
Are you there?
Oh yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What were your thoughts?
Hey, Messy Sweet Spot. My name is Shri English now, but it says Marcy on the screen. I recently got married. I'm coming to you guys from Rancho Cucamonga, and I worked for Diddy from 2004 to 2009. I've been leaving comments on your thing. I don't think you've been noticing it. If you go to my Facebook, I got receipts. They ran a Vibe magazine story where they did 11-page story on the white party, and they featured one of my pictures very big on the page that has Paris Hilton, Christian Combs on the page, underage, Diddy, Scott Storch. And so I just want to get my input because I saw a lot and I'm trying to figure out like
Please
what was.
share. Please share.
Okay, well, it all started. I was working at Larry Flynt's Hustler Club at 51st and the West Side Highway. I'm from Cali, but I got an opportunity to move to New York. It's a long story. I don't want to go into my whole story on here because I have a whole nother situation involving it because I lived it. But just like, I want to give the viewers, like I saw a lot, just like the pink and I've been talking about the pink and the blue cocaine. It was blue cocaine there too. Like I saw minors doing cocaine, names that haven't been named. I saw doing all kind of stuff. I don't want to name it on here, but yeah, if you go to my Facebook, Cherie Marcy, you see my cover picture has been the picture they put on in Vibe magazine. I mean, for years and years before this allegation ever came out. So now I'm sitting back like, okay, you was flying me from New York to Miami to Star Island. You was sending me in the room with people. Was you making money off me when I was doing that? Was, it was times when we was told if we want to do the next party, we gotta, be nice over here. Nothing like, was you getting jewels from people? You know what I mean? So I'm sitting back trying to figure out like what was really going on.
Mike, do you have any questions for her? I know you do.
No, so you said you know Diddy personally.
Well, I got hired on his event staff as a go-go dancer to work his private white parties. And I did them from in the Hamptons and on Star Island. Also danced background for Kanye and John Legend before when they were getting on. I'm 46 years old, but I moved to New York in 2004 and I moved back to Cali in 2010. But from 2004 to 2009, I worked at Larry Flynt's Hustler Club. I got paid paycheck stubs because it was an upscale club. So we didn't just dance for dollars you throw on the stage. We actually, the men were playing with their credit cards. So I have all my check receipts and stuff with people's names on it because they put their credit card up. And then so that's how they started knowing who I was. And my name was Sasha. And Jay-Z came off in there often. He ended up giving Beyonce my alias. And it's all the truth. I'm just trying to figure out who I'm supposed to be telling all this shit to. Excuse my.
It's all good. Where are you living now?
I'm in Southern California.
Oh, you're in Cali. Okay.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
I grew.
Rancho Cucamonga. It is
Yeah, I
a
grew
real
up.
city. Ice Cube put us on the map next Friday. It's a real city though.
Yeah, I
Look
grew up
out.
in New York. Yeah,
Oh, okay. This is what it looks like in my neighborhood.
that's good. It's nice. It's pretty.
That's nice.
How is it so light out? It's like 9 o'clock right here. What time is it
Oh,
where you're at?
it's only six. It's only six. That was my
Okay.
husband. He joined in.
Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock at night over here in Virginia. I'm in Virginia right now, so yeah, it's like 9 o'clock at night. So,
Yeah,
what
3 hours ahead.
yeah. So, what do you think about the whole Diddy thing? Do you think that he's gonna get prosecuted? What do you think?
Well, I definitely think I have some real. I just want to tell my story and tell my truth. I'm not out here to, no one wants to see anybody incarcerated, but everybody wants to see somebody justified if you were, done wrong or, a real victim of anything. I'm just here to tell my story because I lived it. There's proof I was there. And it's so funny that the caption that they put in Vibe magazine is guest strikes a revealing pose, but I wasn't a guest. I was a hired staff. So I'm interested in why they named me as a guest when I was hired to be there for each and every party I worked. So that was interesting. And then Vibe magazine never got my signature, never paid me, never got my approval to feature me in the magazine. I found out when everybody else, when it was on the newsstand. So that was a Vibe. At first I was mad that they put me in there because I'm like, you're using my image, you didn't compensate me, you didn't ask for my signature on nothing, you running this story, y'all making money off the magazine sales. And then now that they did that, now today I feel like it makes sense to prove that I was there and everything. So I'm trying to just figure out if I have anything that can add and help Cassie out, and just help clear the air on just a lot of. I saw a lot. I saw a whole lot.
Did you ever meet her?
I met her before she was even dating Diddy because her and my ex were both signed to Ford Models, and she would come over to our apartment in Manhattan all the time. Before I know back. This is all crazy that's happening because I remember her hyped up that she was dating him, hyped up that she had met him. And Diddy actually tried it on my ex, Anthony Gallo. You know
Yeah.
who you are if you're listening. Rihanna put you in the video. Take a bow. We all know what happened with that. Why she put you in the video, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that Anthony Gallo. It was my living boyfriend for 6 years in Manhattan. I found out that it was 5.5, almost 6. But I found out that was common law. I should have got some money out that situation. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, um,
Yeah.
they both were signed to Ford Models, and so they both were going to the Sean John campaign auditions, and both going on a lot of the same stuff. And I was right there, tagging along with it all. So I saw a lot, a whole lot.
It happens. Yeah, so anything you want to like, what do you think's going to happen about the whole case? What do you think's going to come out about what's going to happen?
I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, but I know that God is the ultimate judge at the end of the day, and He says what is done in the dark is gonna come to the light. And everyone, all they have to do is just tell their truths, and if the truth condemns somebody else, then that's on them because all I know is I was getting flown from different states, and I don't know what that adds up to being, but if it adds up to being something illegal or if he was striking deals based on me being there, because I was the hottest thing in Manhattan at the time, because I was from Cali. I was in the biggest strip club, like one of the most popular strip club, Larry Flint's Hustler Club on 51st and the West Side Highway. I had major A-list celebrities coming to see me all the time. My name was Sasha. I got footage of Diddy announcing me as Sasha at his right parties years before Beyonce ever came out with Sasha and the Fierce. And if you always think about it, Beyonce got famous as Destiny Child. I know Matthew knows. Shout out to Matthew. We know each other. And he told me, he used to sell medical equipment. He quit his job to help Beyonce, get in the game. But she got famous as Destiny Child, y'all. You notice after she got with Jay-Z, all of a sudden she took on a stripper persona. All of a sudden she was behind the partition. She was already famous. She already goody good Destiny Child. Well, you didn't have to turn stripper persona. That persona was me, Sasha, and they just threw the fierce on it.
Hmm? No doubt. Yeah. So yeah.
And it's so funny because my last name is
It is what
Marcy,
it
and
is.
Jay-Z grew up in the Marcy projects, but Hov scared to do that project.
Yeah. That's a whole other thing. Yeah. So the whole thing with Diddy, it's just like
Oh
they're
yeah,
gonna
so
try
going
to
back to
tie
that,
Jay Z together.
I was one of the hottest dancers in the club, and during that time, and I was from Cali, and Manhattan is a small island, like 13 by 11 miles. So like I blew up really quick because I was in the circle with my ex, and he was booking the Sean John campaign and all that. So we was always in them little lounge private party meetings and all of that, and in close proximity. And in that, he ended up booking the Rockaware campaign. So we were always in little small rooms with Jay-Z all the time too. And that's how I got to chit-chatting with Jay-Z before he ever announced he was dating Beyonce.
No doubt. No doubt. No, but yeah, so sorry. I was
I
just
don't know,
laughing at
it
something.
sounds funny, but I got receipts and everything, so you can laugh.
No, I was laughing at my girl. She's over there. But no, yeah, so so you said you grew up in New York, right? You grew up in New York?
No, I said I'm from California. I grew up
No, I
in
thought you said
Cali.
you
I
lived
said I
in New York.
moved to New York in
Okay.
2004 because my ex, Anthony Gallo got a modeling contract. He got signed to Ford Models in New York and asked me to go with him. And I moved to New York to support him initially, but
You
I
said
ended up going on my own.
you said Gallo? Was he Italian?
He's mixed with black and Italian. Yes, his dad is an Italian man. His mother is
Yeah,
black.
I'm Italian.
Anthony Gallo. You
Yeah,
can
I'm
Google him.
Italian.
Yeah, Rihanna put him in
I
the
yeah, I
take. He did
one,
all of
one
the
of my best
packaging.
friends. Yeah, one of my best friends' last name was Gallo. He got in trouble. He got in trouble in Brooklyn. He got deported back to freaking Italy.
Yeah, that's
So I was
funny.
like,
They got those attitudes,
yeah,
right? Yeah, they got them crazy
right?
attitudes. I guess all that
Yeah,
wine
yeah.
they make, all that wine they make and sell, got them a little
They did.
crazy.
Italians are crazy, no doubt. Are you a Cowboys fan?
No, don't ignore this. Let me turn it around. No, it's just cold out here in Cali. I just grabbed something real quick. So
Yeah, good. I'm a Giants
I'm just
fan,
not a, if I'm playing football, if I'm going back to my New York days, I have a lot of
no doubt, no
New
doubt.
York Giants that was real, the homies. So I'm like, I would be a New York
Yeah,
Giant fan.
I'm a big Giants fan. I love the Giants. But hey, I
Yeah.
got give me 2 minutes. I got to step away. I'll be right back.
So, the Vibe magazine that you're in, do you know the issue, the year, the date?
Yeah, they ran it in 2009, I believe, because I was upset because the picture they put in was from 2004, but they didn't even, I mean, they got pictures of me every year, but that was the particular picture they decided to put in for that issue. And it came out in 2008 or 9, because I moved back to New York right before 2010. because it was going crazy out there with me being in the magazine and stuff. And my ex was actually mad at me because he was going to all these auditions to get in the magazines, and I didn't even go to one audition. And here I am in the magazine. It was the hottest story at the time, and they had this big ass picture of me. And the way I found out that I was in the magazine was him smushing my head in the pillow, because one of his model friends called him in the morning and was like, you know, your girl in Vibe magazine. And then I woke up to him smushing my head in the pillow, like, what the F are you doing in Vibe magazine? And I'm like, what? And we lived in a doorman building, so we, got dressed, went downstairs. The doorman opened up the door, and then it was a newsstand right there in front. We picked, bought a copy, opened it up, and here I was. And I'm mad as hell. Like, nobody called me, nobody had me sign a release. I didn't get compensated for this. I didn't even know they were gonna do it. They put a picture from 4 years ago in here, and I was just left confused. But now I'm just like, I'm glad they did it, because now they like proving on this other stuff. But yeah, initially I was upset. I didn't even like rejoice at the fact that I made it. I was like, nobody told me nothing.
But you're not getting your money from Vibe, so don't you want compensation from Vibe?
Yes, I want from everybody that owes me, because I did my job. If y'all chose my image because you thought it looked nice, or you kept seeing me so you just felt like you needed to represent me, I need some compensation. I didn't sign no. Who was the person that submitted the photos for that issue? Who was the person that approved it to go out on the newsstands?
Find that out. Now, what was the cover? What was the cover name?
Because they got Diddy on the cover, and he in a boxing ring. It's just Diddy with all by himself. He's sitting in the middle of a boxing ring, and it says, the White Story. I gotta pull. The actual magazine is in my storage and whatever. I gotta pull. I have an actual copy, but I had took a picture.
Please show that magazine. I want to see that.
Oh yeah, it's 11-page story. Everybody in there: Paris Hilton, Reverend Al Sharpton. If you go to my Facebook and look at my cover picture, that's the page I'm on. I have it as my cover picture. Cherie Marcy, SHERIMARCEY. And if you guys follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I'm gonna be like letting out the cat out the bag a little by little, because I got my show Cherie's Secrets about to drop, because I got a little tidbit on a few people, but this is more relevant to right now.
No, because you done put it out. Who you got tea on?
No, you gonna have to give me my own interview if you want me to do that.
Oh, that's. Have you tried Tasha K? Have you tried going to Club Shay Shay?
Nah, I ain't tried none of them yet, because I'm trying to figure out the angle of, I'm not trying to mess up legally what I got going on.
Yeah. So how much?
I don't know if y'all might.
How much money are we talking?
What you mean?
How much money do you want from Vibe? You said they need to compensate you.
Man, I mean, I want industry standard, for national exposure, national sales, no permission for using the image. So that's damages right there. Exposure. What if I didn't want nobody to know I was working at Diddy's party? What if I didn't want nobody to know I was there? Y'all done put me on blast and put this big ass picture of me up. So I need, run me something.
But you don't know how much you want. You said industry standard. What? I don't know industry standard. So what is that?
I'm saying if this was a worldwide magazine at the time when people actually did read magazines and look at magazines, and if they were on every newsstand from the East Coast to the West Coast to the Mid-South down wherever, and it was selling for $9.99, $10.99, whatever it was, and y'all sold millions of copies, I think I need a percentage of that.
What percentage are we talking?
Anywhere from 5 to 10%. And that's it. That's including the damages, I would say.
Okay. Now, with that being said, you want 5 to 10% from Vibe magazine. From the however much they made with your face in them articles. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
All right. Now, with that being said, do you own the photos that you were in?
The ones I took that I have specific in my possession that I took when I was at the party, yes, I own 100%. That picture they put in Vibe magazine, that came from a Vibe magazine camera or wherever they got it from inside the party. I had no idea that was even. I posed for it. I was looking back at the camera when they took it, but a lot of people, Diana Ross was taking pictures of me. Paris Hilton was taking pictures of me. So I don't know who gave what picture to where it ended up in there. if it was a Vibe magazine worker or just somebody that worked for Diddy that sent it to Vibe. I have no idea how the process went. I wasn't included in it at all.
God, but you know you don't have no rights. If they took a picture of you, you don't have those rights of those pictures.
Well, okay, if they gonna spin it like that, I don't care no more what I said to you, Messy. I'm glad they did take the picture now because now I have rights to something else.
All right. So what
So
right?
thank you, Vibe magazine. If they try to not compensate me on that, you actually gave me probably more than I probably would have to pay you more to ask you to put me in the magazine. So thank you.
It's all about uplifting Black people. So you
Right.
go there and see, and tell them how you were felt about it. They don't know how you felt. Have you told Vibe magazine how you feel?
No, Vibe. I haven't talked about. I don't know who who was running Vibe back in. Well, the story that it was from a 2004 to 2009 time period of Hamptons and Star Island. So I'm particular on that particular photo, which particular party it was, and I don't know who was the editor or who signed off on it back then. But it would be that person. I don't know how you would research that.
So what do you want from all this? What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to say I was there and say what up to everybody and just look out for me. That's
Who
it. And say I like your show. I listen to you a lot, Messy. Sometimes your lives be hella long. I'd be like, I can't even stick for the whole thing. But every time for real, I'd be like, dang, Messy getting it in. But now I'm like, I'm part of a long life. So I hope somebody make it to when I come in. So yeah, but I appreciate listening to you and
right,
I'm a
but I
fan over here.
what you want, and I want to know what you want. So you said you want people to recognize you and to notice you. What do you want? You want notoriety? What do you want?
Well, I don't want to be on these be like those people pubbing and looking for an outlet. But I got music coming, I got my book coming, I got my story. Because I had a whole story before I even got to New York. So, I got like a story that goes into a movie and so many different chapters with so many A-lister names, and I got all the, real receipts. I'm not just speaking on it. So, I guess just look out for me in the future, support me, you can follow me, and I
From
do want my compensation for whatever I'm owed,
from
if
who?
owed anything.
From who?
Everybody. Everybody. I want it from and they all know who they are. When I run into you in a small room and it's time to give that opportunity, I need that opportunity because I was there, I know, and well, I'm cool with everybody. Like this is all like a shock that, it is what it is, but I did see a lot of things. So, and I like now that, like, see, you got to understand, I'm 46. This happened 20 years ago. So I was in my 20s back then, and I was naive to a lot of things, and I was thinking stuff was just the entertainment industry. But now that I'm 46 and I'm looking back at the situation, I'm like, wait, yo, like, was this and that, was you sending me in there because they was breaking you off something, and and you was promising people and then flying us over there and we thinking we just dancing, and then
Yeah,
we
they were using you. They were using you as an object. They didn't care about you.
at all, and I was the hottest thing in Manhattan as far as the club, so it's like I think he was getting propped.
Hotness. What did it get you? Did it? They should be still paying you if you this hot.
That's what I'm saying, but they not. So I have to come with a whole nother angle.
If you're not fighting for it, we don't even know you exist.
Oh, I'm fighting. I'm coming with it. But I can't talk a lot on maybe on another, or privately, but I
But
got,
or was it movie artists or just the music?
oh, both. And
Both
athletes and Wall Street people.
and government too.
Not as far as government, but it does is I'll say one. Is Bill Maher, is he government?
You said Bill Clinton.
No, Bill Maher. No, he's a comedian. Never mind. I know he has that political show. He flew us to LA, but he was dating my homegirl. But Bill Maher flew us to his house in the Hollywood Hills, and we stayed with him for a week or two. I mean, it's like, but it was all good time. I'm not saying I'm bringing him up to say he's the homie. Like he rocks with black girls. But when you said politics, I'm like, is he a politician? Because I know he runs that political kind of comedy show. But as far as politicians, nah, I wouldn't say.
And the entertainment and the acting and stuff.
Yeah, some of your favorites. Some of your favorites.
Tyler Perry.
I would say bad boy. He's one of the bad boys of comedy. Who
Name
got a movie coming out? Who got a movie coming out called Bad Boy?
Kevin Hart, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. Okay, so you've been with Martin. Oh, okay. What happened? Who else?
Messy, you gotta give me my own time. I'm taking up people's time. We talking about the Diddy situation. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother. It's a whole nother.
Was Martin
I just wanted to hit. I wanted to chime in because I want to tell you I was listening and.
married at the time?
Huh?
Was he married? Was Martin Lawrence married at the time? Did he
They
make
all. A lot of them. Messy, you trying to bring it out of me? You being messy now. Messy's being messy now. Come on. We
you
talking
dance
about Diddy.
him? Did he
We
make you
talking about. We talking about Diddy. I see what you trying to do. Stop it, Messy.
dance? Did he make you dance on your tippy?
Look at Messy. She's so crazy.
Okay.
Oh man, y'all so crazy. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Like
Messy, just hit me up, like for real. Get my number and like we can do something else. You say hit up Tasha K?
I would. Shit, you know Tasha can't get it in. You know, Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, Club Shay Shay. Mike laughing. He up there laughing. Oh, shit. Shout out to Mike up there in the red sweater. I see you, Mike.
I'm the resident white guy on the panel.
The token white guy. Yeah.
It's not
This is a funny. This
unusual
is
to
a
be
funny episode, huh? It's a funny one right here.
I'll get a Carlton.
Right.
Get her just due because they've been using her and
Right.
her and
I just when I drop my music, I need y'all to support me.
This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like,
Imagine living it though. Imagine living it and you crazy to everybody around you because you're the only one that been through it. That's
so
around
how
you.
do we get here to this point?
That's what I want to know. I really want to know because some people are like, oh, she's chasing clout. But if you've been following me on Facebook, that's been my cover picture for years and years and years. And now that they dropping this, I'm trying to figure out what was really going on.
I don't know.
about Martin and Diddy.
What was that?
It's
Messy. Don't even try to be messy. It's gonna get messy. Don't try to. You gonna have me call her Miss Lassie. I like that song, Northwest. I want to tell Northwest. We like that song over here. Kanye, you doing your thing.
You gotta break into Jodeci. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. Break into Jodeci.
It's gonna get messy.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you for everybody who's listening. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler back at you, Messy, on another one. Thank y'all.
Yo, sis, what the hell was that?
Mike.
I'm like, yo, what was that? Anyway, yeah, it was funny. It was funny. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, she just want her just due. I guess they had.
That's all good. It's all good. So, you know, a lot of people will come up. A lot of people will come up and they will play a role and they'll try to promote their channel. So I'm sure you know this because you are a master at this. You have mad people, but I mean, yeah, it's just someone trying to be known, you know, in the community. That's all. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. It seemed like she have been she done some stuff that she did not want to do. And I guess she want to tell the story. And maybe just don't really know how to go about things and she's just not informed and she's just trying to figure out. I don't know, because you know, a lot of times people want to tell their stories now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
the hardest thing, sis, the hardest thing is that things happen to you in your life and you're trying to express them to other people, but you don't know how to articulate. It's like what you're saying. You don't know how to articulate what happened to you. So you're right. No, you're exactly right. So you go back and forth with, you know, laughter and then real facts.
Yeah, and I
So,
think she wants the benefit. She don't want to say too much because she want to
yeah,
benefit. But if she would have actually told her story here, it would have started a wildfire, and I'm sure people would have wanted to know more. But she didn't give enough information for people to
exactly.
really want to be curious more about her. You know, it came off as, is she really telling the truth or is she clout chasing? Now, if she would have told
Exactly.
a story and be more graphic with it, people want to know more, you know, because they know it's more to the cookie. It's just like when I go to Sam's Club and they're giving out a sample. Don't show me the sample. I got to taste it first if I want to buy it.
Perfect. Perfectly said. You know, she gave us just enough to get interested, but wouldn't tell the whole story, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it's like you got a sample, but I can't taste it. Then I'm like, oh, that shit nasty.
This is nasty. But I mean, she seems like a very nice person. She was a little agmatic. She was a little all over the place, but I think that she has a story to tell. So if she comes up again, that's the first time she's ever come up, right, sis? She's never come up before.
Time and she got music coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just
So
asking her music
it,
like this track against Diddy and Martin Lawrence. Like you know what you
yeah.
did. Yeah, yeah. Pump that beat. I was
Like I said, a lot of that story, sis, a lot of that story was weird to me, but it could be true. I don't know. I don't know this person. But you talking about you knowing like worldwide figures, I don't know. I don't know. And you're recording from your car. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but she could be telling the truth completely. You know, I was laughing because it was going in. I wasn't disrespecting her, but it was going in different directions. It was like,
you had a real reaction from it. I mean, a lot of people in the comments had that same reaction with you.
yeah, I was like, what are what are we talking about? What's the basis of the conversation?
I did throw it on you, Mike. I said, Mike, I know you got a question. I just stepped back.
You try to take a break and step away for a minute. You trying to put it on me. You trying to put it on me. I'm like, why are you putting this on me for? What did I do?
Then Mike goes, I'll be back. I said, shit.
Yeah, I was like, no, I had to use the restroom. So that's why I stepped away for a little bit. That's the truth. Sis, that's the truth. I had to use the restroom and wash my hands and all that stuff. So I had to step away for a few minutes. It wasn't because I was running from anybody. I had to use the restroom. That's all.
I understand. I don't know what happened to my computer. Can you guys still see or hear me? Or there's something?
Yeah, you're on the bottom. You're on the bottom.
Yep. Well, until next time, Mike, it's always a pleasure. Hopefully you come on anytime you have a free time.
Of course, of course.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna get on out of here. I think that's a good wrap.
I know you love me. I know the ladies love me because I'm always
love you, Mike.
I'm always respectful. I show love to these beautiful ladies, and we have a good conversation. We don't disrespect, and we have a good conversation, and that's what life's about.
Amen.
You have an issue in your life, and you talk about it. You know. Now, we turn up. We turn up sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. We turn up. But we're always respectful to each other. So thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. All right. And we're out, y'all.
Salute, my sister.